Can't go wrong. Cause I know that I'm gonna be ready. I'll be ready. So use me as you will. I'll pay the price. 'Cause you made the ultimate sacrifice. It's all because of you that I even have life. And I'll give my love as a tribute to how great you are. Sight beyond what I see. You know what's best. You know what's best for me. Prepare my heart, prepare my mind. Whatever comes, I'm gonna be ready. I wanna pass this test. I feel like I know that I am, know that I'm so blessed. You're in control of my life. I can't go wrong. And I know that I'm gonna be ready. This time I'm gonna be ready. 'Cause you live deep inside of me. I'm gonna be ready. And I know it's in your will for me to be ready. I'm gonna be ready.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Join Andy Williams, Michael Kerr, and Lennox Smith, the Ground Report team on M1047, as they rip apart the lies, half-truth, and misinformation that the mainstream media never discuss. The Ground Report. Hard-hitting, informative, undiluted, uncompromising, and unfiltered. Monday to Friday on M104.7 FM. Get the raw facts before making any life-changing decisions. Only on The Ground Report.
This season of Lent, get more options from Royal Castle with their 3 tasty meal specials. Meals made with the freshest fish, seasoned with the Castle's appetizing Trini ingredients and cooked to golden perfection. Choose from the fish combo, 2 succulent pieces of fish, 1 side and a 16-ounce soft drink, or the fish sandwich combo of a tender, tasty sandwich, 1 side and a 16-ounce soft drink, or even a flavorful veggie combo option of a sandwich, a side and a 16-ounce soft drink. Get more options from Royal Castle. Our culture, our taste for Lent.
David Guide and Son Funeral Services, with locations in High Street, Siparia, Port of Spain, Couva, San Fernando, and Point Fortin. David Guide and Son Funeral Services is the choice for you. Having to lose someone you love is already hard, so funeral services and arrangements should be made easy. And at David Guide and Son, that is what we guarantee. We guarantee our customers exclusive services at affordable prices. Our services include funeral pre-arrangement packages, casket customization, great customer service, the latest in body preparation technology, and the best fleet of vehicles to give your loved ones the send-off they deserve. With 5 convenient locations located nationwide, feel free to call or visit us today. With full packages starting from as low as $7,500, call David Guide and Son Funeral Services today. Distinctive, not expensive.
Are you stressed and worried by problems? Then meet Priest Santosh Ji. Priest is specialized in palm, face, photo, date of birth reading, and gives solutions to problems in marriage, relationship, love, business, job, health, and removes all black magic. negativity, bad luck permanently and gives good luck and lifelong protection, then call Priest Santoshji 384-3844. That's 384-3844.
Put food on your table. ADC is affordable. Shop at ADC Supermarket, Cleaver Road. A very comfortable and clean environment. These prices are unbelievable. Come see for yourself. We have the best alcohol prices. Don't miss out. Get those specials on liquor. Put food on your table with ADC Supermarket, conveniently located at number 4 Cleaver Road in Arima. Every Friday and Saturday is real vibes and live entertainment from your very own DJ Christian on Friday and Saturday. Everyone is talking about ADC Supermarket. Shop in comfort and in a clean environment with the best prices for all your grocery needs. Secured parking. Remember, free delivery. Put food on your table. ADC is affordable. ADC Supermarket, number 4 Cleaver Road in Arima.
Not today.
Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back.
Relief shouldn't be hard to swallow. Get relief with the No More range of fast-acting syrups. Find no more congestion, no more allergies, no more nausea, and the new No More mucus in all leading pharmacies. Relief starts
Hit the
here.
road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more.
No more guessing. Get back to living.
A Valentine's gift to the nation. The alternative after Carnival Festival. The Battle of the Generations. 2 persons on 1 ticket.
Teacher asks she class, what is the difference between a call girl, a girlfriend, and a wife? A little boy say, miss, one is prepaid, one is postpaid, and the next one is unlimited.
Featuring the funniest legends, Kenneth Seepersad, Larry Joseph, Alan the Entertainer, The Drunken Saint, the Mako Media Crew, Kwame Weeks, Gabriel Bridgemohan, Stefan Fellman, the Bacchanal Sisters, and many more. Battle in Pan, Dane Goulston versus Joshua Reguello, the Ex-Tempo Masters, Gypsy versus Myron B, with Backstage as a referee. Friday, February 16th at Saba from 8 p.m., Saturday, February 17th from 8 p.m., and on Sunday, the 18th of February from 6 p.m. at Napa. Get your 2 persons on 1 ticket today before they're all gone at advertised outlets only. The alternative after Carnival Festival. For more information, call the 24-hour hotline at 774-5555.
Job in the band, KFC on the stage, job on the streets. We ready, saving for the mass, saving for Jubilee. KFC is the way. Everybody go for the job box, KFC job box. For savings and carnival, our passion is golden. Every moment brings out the best in us.
This carnival, get a job box, 1 piece of chicken, 1 regular fries, and a biscuit for only $25. KFC, it's finger licking good.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith. The Ground Report, the ground report.
The government of Trinidad and Tobago is not closing down Petrotrin.
The Ground Report, the ground report.
I would think that they've been very clear that all the employees of Petrotrin will exit the company. All.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Disclaimer. More FM Limited, its owners and associates, accepts no responsibility for statements made by the talk show hosts or their guests. More FM Limited does not endorse any of the information provided during this commercially booked segment as the truth. That you have to judge for yourself. We, however, reserve the right to question statements made. But in this time of misinformation, government-controlled media, and corruption, it is sometimes hard to get the truth. But we must try. It is not our intention to discriminate or annoy anyone. We believe it is our constitutional right to free speech, to voice our opinion, and our duty to the population and country to expose the truth. More FM Limited takes no responsibility for the opinions of others.
Yes, indeed, of course, a pleasant good morning to all and sundry, east, west, north, south, central, our friends in Tobago, and wherever you are, streaming on the World Wide Web. Pleasant good day to you. This is, of course, the time. This is, of course, the ground report, the Thursday edition, and, of course, time check is just about 11 minutes past the hour of 6 o'clock. And, of course, as per usual, we will, of course, provide you with all of the latest news in Trinidad and Tobago. And, of course, invite you ultimately to give your own opinion on other matters that may not have been captured by ourselves based on what is before us. But certainly, as per usual, we value the valuable contributions of all, including, of course, those persons who would take the time to WhatsApp us a message, which, of course, we air religiously. That being as it may, of course, Lost Tribe takes over the Queen's Park Savannah stage. Well, apart from that, they have won, that particular band has won the Band of the Year. So that may be important for those students that are to be back in school, because usually, as you know, this social studies agenda usually, of course, identifies that area of study or work in the post carnival over the years. So this is a mainstay, a menu that you would normally get students, that is particularly in the primary school environment. And that being as it may, Archbishop give up phone time for Lent. That's an admonition to, of course, young people in particular, but I suppose it could be applied to adults as well. So I don't see why you have to be eclectic or selective. The fact of the matter is that the cell phone is one that, or the smartphone is one that people seem, it is as seeing, is like your eyeball, is like your hand, is like, I wouldn't go as far as to say your heart, but certainly is something that we feel very attached to in modern times, not only in Trinidad and Tobago, but across the globe. Slow sales for Valentine's Day in Port of Spain. Of course, some are arguing that it is as a result of the proximity of this particular event to Carnival, and therefore people would have exhausted their resources and the time for looking after or paying special attention to that special one. has taken second fiddle, so to speak. But we see how that will turn out. Trinidad Tobago hails Ash Wednesday turnout. 2 schools closed owing to oil spill, and that in itself, of course, is a tragedy. And developing as we speak, various, should I say, information coming to us that is very, very troubling. But we'll see how that works out. You, I'm sure, are equally interested and informed as we have. We may have a little more, or you may have, but when we put all things together, it means therefore we can have a package that would make certain we get a better picture, having regard to the moving parts that is seem to be associated with this particular event. Kalicharan Mass wins its 30th Band of the Year title in San Fernando. Yes, Patience Hill government students walk against violence. Well, it's about time the whole country, and I think on the 18th, that will be a signature event, I'm sure, as everybody gears up for the pushback initiative led by, of course, the Ground Report and, of course, Sense and Sensibility and other stakeholders who are sensitive to the situation in Trinidad and Tobago and the unacceptable crime. In fact, this other headline will tell you, will speak volume as to what the situation is. Of course, the police can, there's another one that says police can publish an accuser's photo but not mugshots. That is a case that was recently decided, and it was, of course, decided that whilst, of course, mugshots are available to the police, they will take it for identification. There may be other of the accused, there may be other pictures, but not a mugshot. So people, and I take that police officers are in fact noting that, because we have seen a number of mugshots being displayed on the program beyond the tape. Well, the court is saying, the judges are saying that is prohibitive. It is not recommended, and it is something that they ought to not practice. Of course, other photos, and of course there are reasons for that, which we'll go into a little later. Of course, Michael Tisha wins road march. Well, of course, I think that tune is called DNA. I'm sure that Andy will have. Well, of course, I'm sure that not Andy really, but of course, Newbie will have a copy of that to play for us this morning. The road march tune, DNA. Kunupia man, 29, kills attacker during home invasion. Well, people are fighting back, and it seems to be a legitimate one, and the person has died having been dealt several chops about his body. Well, he has succumbed to those chops, and we'll see how that particular event turns out. But it's a question of a home invasion that initiated that particular killing. Culture, yes, of course, Lost Tribe, and Lost Tribe, yes, takes a 2024 Band of the Year, but partially burnt body found in Gasparillo. Of course, and cricket intelligence needed. Well, of course, the waning fortunes of the West Indies team seem to be concerning a lot of people, not only here in Trinidad, but across the Caribbean, having regard to that being our love sport, and they are simply not performing with the consistency, at least, that we would like. There's here and there victories and so on, but not a consistency to not have people like myself subjected to some kind of heart attack when, of course, they appear to be on the ascendancy and then suddenly collapses. So that is it. As I said, the priest said enough. Nothing wrong with playing mass. Oh, yes, this priest is saying nothing wrong in playing mass and taking ashes and Tobago oil spill mystery deepens as tugboat vanishes. So we are going to be talking about these and other matters when we return. Of course, we go for the break, and when we come back, more on this edition of the Ground Report. I'm not getting the signal, so maybe I could touch on some other matters. Lost Tribe, as I said, wins, of course, Band of the Year. Tobago oil spill mystery deepens as tugboat vanishes. Of course, heat in the savannah as at least 14 collapse. So there are people who, of course, succumb to the heat of the event itself, as well as the heat of the atmosphere at that time, and therefore on Monday and Tuesday, I believe it is, and here it is, they have, of course, fainted, so to speak. Southern Football Association head Dennis Latif, yes, normalization committee did nothing for football. Well, I know that they are having their voting, their elections taking place pretty soon. I trust that it will be done in such a manner that will give credit to the Football Association and therefore get them back on even keel with the governing body, FIFA. Carnival. Deaf University lecturer vows to return for Carnival 2025. Yeah, that's a pleasant, at least very pleased individual who vowed to get back here on the next occasion when we would have had the Merry Monarch across the stage, across the country. Trinidad and Tobago Football Association elections are set for April 13. So on the 13th of April, expect that elections, and as I said earlier, we hope that there will be a regularization and a normalization of the operations of the football team to get us back to the glory days where we entered and went to our first World Cup. We trust that that could be returned. We certainly need those kinds of pep and those kinds of developments so as to get us more unified and to, of course, at least give us a spirit of hope as it is dampened and destroyed by an administration that clearly has lost its way and led by a man who clearly is developing to be a political, what I consider to be not just a humbug, but someone who clearly does not meet the standard that is required at this time and the leadership that is necessary at this time. He's certainly and totally a liability and must understand that 2024 will be and continues to be 12 months of heat for this administration. We need to make certain that they, preferably, but having regard to the political greed of this particular group of individuals, they will not take the high moral ground, and therefore will prefer to go right down to the twilight, to the end, and then, of course, we'll have an opportunity to deal with them as we ought to, having regard to their poor performance over the last 8, and by then, of course, it'll be 10 years. That is to say, next year, 2025. All right, those are some of the issues that I would want to, of course, treat with. I see a final one. Ministry of National Security, 2 vessels involved in oil spill incident. I'm sure that many of you out there have already read that, and we will discuss it when we return. We go for the break, and when we come back, more on this edition of the Ground Report.
With Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Shiny and Ari Restaurant is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. 67 Western Main Road, St. James, opposite Standards. Serving local breakfast items like sada, fried bake, roast bake, and pies. With all your favorite local fillings. Assorted lunches available from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Get pilau for $25 or get combination lunches from $25 to $40. They also have soup specials as well as crab and dumpling. From 6 p.m. have dinner on the pavement a la carte with burgers, fried nuggets, gyro, and just about anything you can think about. Call 382-9347 to place your order. Shiny and Ari, Main Road, St. James, open 7 days a week.
Friday, 16th February, Valentine's Friday, we head to the most premium venue in the East, Country Backyard. The Experience. Talparo comes alive as yours truly, the ground boss, Joe Grind, gives to you love and R&B. Ladies, 2 and 1 to enter. Guys, pay just $100 before 11 p.m. Love and R&B.
That you want, you should make me your girl, your girl.
The most elite DJs have been chosen. Get ready for the Hitman Howard T, Dr. Hyde, and Rise International, The King, Kabuki, DJ Romero, and MCZ, Starbright, and DJ Tristan, MC Biggs, DJ Meng, DJ Starboy. Hosted by Champion, Love and R&B. Friday, 16th February, Valentine's Friday, we head to the exotic Country Backyard, The Experience. In Talparo, the ground boss, Joe Grind, gives to you love and R&B.
The big question today, how much will my electricity bill increase? Stop worrying. Act now. Replace your bulbs with energy efficient LED bulbs now available at Trinity Light. When you purchase 4 60-watt LED bulbs for $112.50, you get 2 absolutely free. That's right, absolutely free. Or purchase 3 100-watt LED bulbs for the same price and get 1 100-watt LED bulb free. Trinity also has the following option. Purchase 2 4-foot LED tubes or 1 8-foot or 2 LED colored bulbs for the
same price, $112.50. At Trinity, we also stock specialty items and a wide range of electrical supply for all your household, medical, marine, commercial, and much more. Any hard-to-find bulbs or parts, we can source it locally or internationally. Check us out at 123 Western Main Road in St. James. Call 628-8373, WhatsApp 461-8620, or email trinityetc@yahoo.com.
Hey, you! Yes, you! Need quality printing at affordable prices? Then look no further. At Graphic Source, we've got you covered. Take your project to the next level for all your designs and printing needs. From t-shirt printing to labels, signs, and banners. Look no further. Business stamps, flyers, tickets, and invites, just to name a few. With 2 convenient locations. Eastern Main Road, St. Augustine, opposite Massey's Doors. And Arima Shopping Center, Broadway Street, Arima. Contact us today. 342-2664, 270-0428, or 360-8917. Graphic Source, your #1 source. You name it, we design it and print it.
Every word, every line, every paragraph depicts a real moment in someone's life. A father, a sister, a mother, a brother. We at Newsday are dedicated to you, the people, and through independent, unwavering journalism, strive to always bring your stories to life. Because your stories are more than just words. Newsday, independent and credible.
The rainy season is here, so be weather smart and change your tires to handle the nation's wet roads. After all, you don't want to be the one to cause any accidents, do you? So why not check out Racetrack Wheels right now? They're the only one that gives you quality tires to hold the road properly. And to top it off, Racetrack Wheels carries all sizes of tires for all makes of vehicles. They are the sole distributors for Salem and Achilles tires. These tires carry a full manufactured warranty and is the #1 tire for comfort and performance in this rainy weather. We have the latest rims in all sizes, all at drastically low prices. We also do blank wheels that could be drilled to your vehicle specification. It's all about new technology and keeping ahead of the game.
So hurry on down to Racetrack Wheels, 3 locations. 330 Eastern Main Road, Aruca, 82 Bethany Road, Bucco, Tobago, and 64th Southern Main Road, Chase Village. Or call 285-9168.
So my friend, take it from me and be weather smart this season and change your tires right now at Racetrack Wheels.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Time check is just about 31 minutes past the hour of 6 o'clock. Yes, indeed. And, of course, we have a jam-packed program for you. Those of you who wishes to, of course, communicate with Andy, you know he's a very independent person, very, what I consider to be reclusive, even though, of course, he would be in the spotlight on many occasions. But really and truly, if you get to know him, you'll see that he's a very should I say, introspective individual who prides his dignity and so on, and he will not, of course, ask for help unless it is necessary, and usually, of course, not for himself, but for other causes, including, of course, maybe upgrading the quality, or should I say, the standard of the program, for example, and acquiring quick equipment, etc., and therefore everybody benefits from that perspective, because the outcome is so transparent that it goes without saying. But certainly, of course, as recommended by several callers yesterday, we thought it was important for us, of course, to make an intervention here as well, and to tell you that yes, he really is in need, and it is important, of course, that you call. As I said, I will call with it. I will start with the number to get him at, and at the same time get in here in the program as well. Of course, the WhatsApp number is the number to call, 366-3053, 366-3053. That's the WhatsApp number. So, and we prefer, of course, you send a note rather than attempting to get a voice communication, especially at this time. Maybe you can do so after the program, but certainly your WhatsApp messages will also be taken and read, or should I say ventilated on this particular number as well. So let me just give it to you again, 366-3053. And of course, and to tell you that I had a hectic day yesterday. I had to go onto the corridor last night as well, in spite of it, as we continue, of course, to do some renovation work and to improve, of course, our facility. We have not yet totally moved over, but by weekend, certainly all the heavy items such as of course filing cabinets, the computers, etc., tables and desks will of course be transferred to the George Street program. But what I'm excited about is that the young people there are very, very enthused, and we want to really start a relationship with them to demonstrate, if only to the government, that it is a sustained program, and the community knows what it wants, how it could respond to crime and criminality on a sustained basis, and provide, of course, opportunities for those who may be engaged, so that everybody benefits in such circumstance. And I'm very, very enthused and excited. Not that I have not done it before, but of course I think at this stage, and having regard to the intensity and the common concern at this time, and not that we didn't anticipate it, we told this government that if they continue, of course, to neglect, and they continue, of course, to hoodwink, and the outcome is exactly what is unfolding. Of course, Dr. Rowley will tell you that COVID, and he will talk about crime there being, of course, some kind of public health issue, and then blame the parents, and then the churches, and then of course the police, and he continues, of course, on that, and then of course will take credit whenever there is a small or modicum of success, but by and large, because there is so much overwhelming negativity as far as crime and criminality is concerned. We just heard in the headlines the question of a home invader finally being, of course, chops to the degree where they have succumbed. That person has succumbed to his injuries, and we can go on and on. Every day, of course, there's some kind of murder in this country, and Dr. Rowley has presided over the highest amount of murders in the history of Trinidad and Tobago, and not on one occasion, but on three occasions, suggesting that clearly he must now be contemplating what he had asked of the opposition, of the government in that time when he was opposition. And I'm talking about, of course, when a government begins to blame the opposition for its incompetence and impotence, it has, of course, exhausted its usefulness. Well, Dr. Rowley, it is clear that the PNM, and under your stewardship, has, of course, exhausted its usefulness, and therefore you should be calling elections to pass on the baton to party and government that has performed between 2010 and 2015. There is no doubt, there is no comparison having regard to what we are experiencing today. That being, as of course, we open up the lines, and there are other numbers to call, of course, 229-0251, 229-0251, and we also have, of course, 239-5120, 239-5120. That's the other number to call us at. And as I said, the WhatsApp, you can get in contact with Andy there as well, but preferably not during the program, after the program, but you can send a little text or so, wishing him well, etc., etc., as ordinary people will do. And of course, that number, 366-3053. We open up the lines. The lines are open, and we take your calls. I know that people will have a lot to talk about in terms of that mystery ship. I understand that, well, mystery, should I say, it's now being called a barge, and it was being towed by a tug. That is the latest information. The Ministry of National Security issued that latest development, and it was coming from somewhere Panama, heading for Guyana. The Guyanese authority has said that they have not recorded any presence of both the barge or the tug. So that in itself is a mystery, and then at least the tug should be there, identified by the Guyanese if it was going there. But then of course Farley gave us another piece of information. He said that he got a WhatsApp message that says that the sunken vessel, or should I say the vessel that has turned bottom up in the waters off Tobago Cove, he gets information that the person who is attempting to purchase the oil refinery, he understands his information is from his WhatsApp information. That's the person who owns that particular vessel or barge, as the case may be. So quite a number of variations to this particular development, and but by and large, people who Professor, good morning. Let's go straight to the lines. Good morning.
Yeah, morning, Lennox.
Good morning to you.
And morning to the operator. I think what's your name?
Yes, Newbie. Yes, Newbie.
Yeah, Miss Newbie. Morning, Miss Newbie. I always just forget to bless her on morning time, Mikey K, Andy Williams, and family. Now, on my front burner this morning, I listened to all the issues that popping up in the people's place and in the face, and everywhere issues popping up. But I hear something on national radio, Lennox, that I need to address.
Right.
It is concerning the opposition position in this country. Now, I'm hearing a section of people calling for the opposition leaders to step down. I want them people to understand what is real politics, and they don't understand the PNM politics. So the agenda, whatever agenda they are on, let me tell you what you all are doing. The opposition have a democracy to elect a leader. This leader that the opposition have is an elected leader. Hear what the ruling party would like. To see you all breach that constitution in your own party and create a new leader, because remember, you all not telling us who will be taking her place, because the party have a democracy. So if the party can't wait on the democracy, what is that party purpose going to be for the people of Trinidad and Tobago if they break in their own democracy? I put that in the public domain, so those who ball in, Kamala must go. Or they have to be politically dunce or either crazy. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago.
I'm sure that rational people will take what you have said very seriously. We continue, of course, to take your calls. President, good morning. As a number of issues have been laid on the front burner, so to speak, and in between. Good morning.
Yeah, morning, Lamps.
Yes, good morning.
I can understand this boat business. At one time, the boat carrying a cargo with lumber. Next time, it's carrying aggregate. And next time, it have oil. Now, none of these material Guyana want, but the blasted boat going Guyana. Somebody lying somewhere, thank you.
I hear you, my friend. I hear you, my friend. But what is spilling from it is oil. Right? So I don't know if lumber can easily turn to oil. And, you know, the earth itself, it took so many billions of years to produce the oil that we are finding all over, well, in the ground. And here it is, of course, that this boat just sunk for a little while. A short time, and here it is that lumber and aggregate converted into oil, that of course created an international spectacle and focus on Trinidad and Tobago. So much so that eventually, after 5 days, Dr. Rowley went to Tobago when he realized that this has sparked an international incident. That is how opportunistic this Prime Minister is, and insensitive and very, very macabre. We go to the lines. The lines are open, and we want to hear, you know, your views in spite of the fact that I know that people are angry, they are impatient, they want election now. But remember, we were telling you 2 or 3 years ago, when you asked, well, when is election? And we said, well, 2025. You said, oh, we had to wait 3 years. But, well, no. It's a matter of months now. Matter of months. Good morning.
Morning, Lennox. My brother Andy. Yes, Andy. Sometimes, life is so funny that sometimes you have to stop thinking about your dignity. Leave it out now, and the little help you're getting, go with it, my brother. That is for the best, right? And I want to tell the people, you have some people when all you give, no matter how much all you give, right? Some people wouldn't have much to give, but it doesn't matter. Give a little, it will still help. And when all you give, don't come and talk and say how much all you give or all you give this. There are some people like that, right? And which is bad. You're giving someone something, just give in the love of God and the love of faith, and God will bless us more. I intend to do that. So anytime, Andy, you're ready, you just have to say the word, because right now, I am intent to do so. I and my family, because you stand up with us, you march with us, and you're there for us, and we love you, and we want to tell you that we love you, and we want to see you up and around again with us, right? And I want to say something. You see, with this boat thing, I really can't understand. Is this the Gaza Strip or something? Imagine a boat with oil come here. What happened? We had no Coast Guard, we had no Air Guard, we had nothing. We don't have the blimp, we don't have nothing at all. How come the boat just come here, right, and capsize with this oil, and nobody know where it come from and what? I really can't understand that. Is it a underground thing it have under there, so all the oil will go under? Is it the oil for someone, and they're trying to distract us from doing what we're doing? Something is wrong. Something is definitely wrong with this boat. I really can't understand that. That can come fine when it come close. It's a close-knit thing. And somebody knows something, but you wouldn't know that, because they wouldn't want to say. But it's something need thoroughly investigation, and I think the government is sitting on their butt. They're sitting on their butt with that. It needs investigation. That is damn stupidness now in this country. Anybody could go and come and bring what and what in this country, and nothing has been done. No, man. Something wrong. We need election. Call election now, because this is madness in this country. This is madness.
Yes, indeed. They have coined a new term now in Trinidad, UMO, unidentified mystery object, lurking in the waters of Trinidad. Good morning.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning, Lennox.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, my brother. Good morning to the brother who replaced Koff or whoever it is, and morning to Andy. Morning to Mighty K. Now, the lady who now talk and her contribution, I put you to the top of the class. Now, this is Malcolm X. I couldn't wait to call in this morning to pay, especially this morning. My contribution is to Andy. I want to know Andy account number. I want to know how I could get a contribution to Andy before the day out, because I'm a retiree. I get a NIS, and I could take something from my NIS and contribute to Andy medical bill and whatever little bills he may have. Trinidad and Tobago, this is a man that stand up and opening the eyes to the wrong that's taking place in this country. And if we watch good, we could make a contribution to that, brother, because he actually revealing the wickedness that taking place. Because we have a government. He being taken by WASA, they're taking it by Tiantec, they're taking it anyhow. And here we're going on now, Trinidad and Tobago. 8 years, this government in there increase in nothing than an increase in cost of living and high food prices and medical bills. We ain't getting nothing with no, the 4% is not even self an offer to buy our bread. And if Andy, and I want Lennox to hear me, whether Andy like it or not, I want him to send the account number for me, because I, Malcolm X, and all the people who talking Andy for Grandy and Andy, let me make a contribution, because when the month come, my medical bill is be very high. Don't talk about pressure tablets. Well, if you bounce your head and you have a problem with your heart, well, God help you. And where I saying this morning, Trinidad and Tobago, Rowley and them sending me, frustrating me this morning. I had to focus on my brother health. And that is Andy. Rowley and them today, and Boat and Bacchanal and Lai, who don't want to know, teacher Percy, say, as long as you lie, you're going to hell when you die. But hell is right here calling to the Calypsonian. So Trinidad and Tobago, Andy, I want you to hear me, and Lennox, before this program finish, I want you to announce Andy account number. If he don't approve it on the radio, I want all you to send it for Malcolm X. Have a blessed day, Trinidad and Tobago.
Well, I think a caller yesterday, let me just respond to that quickly. A caller yesterday did recommend a mechanism that will double and much more, what I should say, efficient. And that is, you call, of course, the WhatsApp number that we have been given, 366-3053, 366-3053, that number. And after the program in particular, or send a message, and he will get back to you directly. So you have about 3 birds with 1 stone there. You get an opportunity probably to speak with him, or he will send back a text to you, and then of course you all can make direct arrangements rather than of course issuing a bank account that he may wish not to be as public as the ground report account. And we want to avoid, of course, the ground report account as well. If we have to give you an account, it will be the ground report account. So if you can call 366-3053, let me repeat that, 366-3053 after the program if you want to talk to him directly, or if during the program, send him a text, and he will, of course, respond in like manner. All right? So that out of the way, so that is the mechanism we have developed, and of course an advice or a recommendation or suggestion by a caller, which I think was very, very, very should I say, enlightening and forthright. So the man himself you could get, because he's very, very appreciative of the concern. I had a conversation with him yesterday, and he was upbeat, he was very motivated, he was very elated, he was very should I say, unwinding, and not frustrated or depressed as we out of character we would have seen him from time to time. So I just want to, without going into too much details. That being as it may, of course, don't forget the numbers to call. Otherwise, 229-0251, 229-0251, 239-5120. 239-5120, and of course, as I said, if you want to get Andy, you can do so on this number. But of course, the number to send your WhatsApp concerns or your voicemail, 366-3053, 366-3053. So this particular number has about 3 or 4 purposes. So depending on what your desire is, you can of course do what you would like to do with it. That being as it may, let's go straight to the lines. The lines are open, and we continue, of course, to take your calls. Yes, indeed, and what transpired in Tobago demonstrates a level of hypocrisy of Dr. An apology or unapologetic. They then say that, and of course the Minister of National Security has been touting that as well, that recently they approved a large sum of money for the repairs of the Damen vessel from Holland, yes, from the Netherlands, that was bought by the Kamala Prasad Bisesa administration. And some say it will be down. They have been down for just gas, and of course we had all kinds of, should I say? Let's go back. All right, let's go to the lines. We have someone there. All right. I thought. Yes. Pleasant good morning. I'll pause for that cause. Good morning.
Pleasant good morning, Brother Lennox. Pleasant good morning, Andy Williams, my comrade in the fight against injustice. Mighty K, wherever you are, you all family, pleasant good morning. Trinidad and Tobago, pleasant good morning to us all. Thank God for the uprising, thank God for seeing another day. Now, Lennox, I heard you start off the program stating that something about somebody say and this thing and Guyana and them kind of thing. Lennox, you see, Brother Carnage is a seaman, and Brother Carnage air taking them kind of talk. Because the water does run a certain way from in the Atlantic Ocean. Guyana is South America, which is the east of us, right? Tobago is on the north of us, which is up, up, up. Tobago and Barbados is the two islands what furthest from the Caribbean chain. As a result of that, if a tug pulling a boat from Guyana, which part is going? Chagamass, which part is going? How it reach quite out there, and if it's an accident enough, how the tug and the people on the tug wait for security to come and for the authorities to come to show it's an accident. Why the Prime Minister didn't investigate first and then go and give a media briefing? Why he went and give a media briefing like he fully knew the whole thing was going on until he could say that it could have been worse? He said it could have been worse, and I want all you to play that media briefing where he had in Tobago. Listen to it good and hear what the man say. And Trinidad and Tobago, they're still sitting down and waiting for what? And next thing I want to say, Leonard, you see them people and them who Kamala must go, all of them is opportunists who didn't get away when that woman was running the country. All of them who didn't get away enough, the ones that to go. Person who cheating you bad, oppressing you, doing you one set wrong, all you want he to go, he doing all kind of thing, all you protesting nothing. The person who treat us good for 5 years, 6 months, everybody in Trinidad and Tobago want a woman to go, all you wicked and vindictive, and a man who digging out all your eye, he's spitting in the sky and telling all the rain falling, and all you believing that me and all you locked on and listening, brothers.
Well said, my friend. Well said. Well said. We have another call. Another caller. Good morning. Yeah. Because the first caller, did very succinctly that there's an internal process that was completed. Why didn't they replace her then? And of course, but my view is very simple. The only people to benefit from that is the PNM, and I will not pay much attention to those who are making those calls, because clearly they're working against the interests of Trinidad and Tobago when they make those calls, having regard to what is happening and purporting to be government at this time. Good morning.
Morning, Lennox.
Good morning to you.
Right, Trinidad and Tobago, the 104.7 family. Andy, I wish you well, my brother, and I will give you a call personally as I usually do. Lennox, well, after everybody done wine and jam, this is the reality facing all you who wanted carnival, bacchanal, scandal, corruption and whatnot. Take it in all your rukung kutung kung. This is what we're faced with now, Ash Wednesday morning. Lennox, I was watching the corridor transformation last night. And I heard you mention something about They couldn't make up the boat because the bottom was at the top and the top was at the bottom. Who was you referring to? That the boat was Rowley? Eh?
Well, Rowley did make a statement like that when we remember Top was in alignment or an arrangement with the UNC.
Yeah.
And when he was victorious, of course, when he's victorious, he comes up with these sleazy statements. And he said, of course, it was the top, it's not the bottom. He loves these kinds of salacious type of statements, a very, what I consider to be perverted individual.
Well, I want to say he top is at he bottom and he bottom is at the top. That's Rowley. And they identify who are the owner of the vessel and whatnot, I think, Lennox?
Yes, they have, so the information is, but again, more than one, certainly two so far, at least two owners. One a person connected, they say, to the purchase of the oil refinery, and then another connected to, of course, some Guyana coming. They were towing, of course, that was a barge that was being towed from Colombia, I understand, to Guyana. Guyana has so much oil. I wonder why, apart from what Mr. Karanad said, but they have so much oil, I don't know why we'll be towing something to Guyana at this time. But and they don't have a refinery there either as yet. So
well, then
it's
people
still
want
mystery.
to be charged, the owner of the vessel, because I can't understand. If something like this happens, why it is only flee the scene? Nobody take up any responsibility or anything like that, such the owners or anything like that. They just abandon ship and they're gone. They inform the relative authorities here and what other things.
Well, they can't find the tug either.
I wanted to draw
the tug wasn't sunk, but they can't find it.
Lennox, I want to draw people's attention to something that's very, very critical to this country. I don't know if you read the papers, Sunday Express, page 11, energy price volatility, lower revenue. You read that article, Lennox?
No, I didn't.
All right, I want you to get that and read that. That is one. And then another article on Wednesday, February 14, which is the methanol.
What paper? What paper?
Express.
Express, okay.
Methanex production to fall by 1 million tons from September. Now, Lennox, why I'm telling you this, the article, you know what the article is? All this as a consequence of one. The first one is energy price volatility, lower revenue. It's because you shut down the blasted refinery and you have to purchase oil and gas on the outside market. And we're going to have to pay more than if we had our own refinery. In addition to that, you all have depleted our foreign reserves. So you see where the crisis is in the country? That is one issue. We have to pay more for gas now and whatnot. So all while in But and them were trying to fool people and what other thing. This is what it costs in the country by the closure of Petrotrend. Albeit they didn't want to investigate wrongly and the P&M corruption in that scandal with the A and B trading. And that is that. So people I want the energy chamber. And you know what's silent and what's very conspicuous about this thing? I want to hear the Tobago Chamber of Commerce, the business sector and everybody who this scandal with this oil thing come out and speak out. Even Trinidad here, the chamber, the energy chamber and Takwe driver and all of them. I want to hear people come out. People afraid wrongly, you know. I don't know why the hell they don't open their blasted mouth. And the second one, Lennox, is that because of the failure of the government to supply natural gas to Methanex and these companies, and some of the companies in Point Lisa, they will be falling short by 1 million tons to produce ammonia. And here what they say, it is a decline into the impacts country revenue collection. So you have a double whammy. The Methanex company and them, albeit because they're not being, and all the talk and Young and was talk about the price, they fix and they settle with all these things with the natural gas supply to these Point Lisas and all these the industrial estates and all these companies and them, who as a consequence of we know, they lie to the country and somebody's company decides to just close up shop. Some of them remain idle and they go on the way. And that is that's a big blow because we're losing revenue there. And then again, this question of the closure of Petrotin, which we are on the open market now, have to pay more for gas and oil because of the volatility about import and them. Let me tell you something. In any real country in the world, Rowley and import and the whole pair them, they'd lock up their backside, them would have been in jail. Because what all you do, all you crash a country. Crash, when I say crash. And there is no avenue that we see in that anything to build back the reserve, the energy, to invest and to invite foreign investors and whatnot, And then you have a crime situation, plus you have a government that you cannot trust, and everything that goes with it of governance and whatnot, Let me tell you something. I'm calling on the energy sector, taxi driver, and the South Chamber Commerce, the Tobago business people, the tourism sector in Tobago and all of this. People, this ain't no party thing, This is Trinidad and Tobago survival. You understand? And we have seen it happening here for the carnival, where the stands and them is empty. No tourists are coming, no foreigners, nothing, and all kind of things. And the carnival dying at death, at sudden death. So when you look at all these factors, it goes to show you that we headed, if not reached to the labas of politics because of this country and what Rowley and them do. And then to hear these dirty statements by Hines and Rowley and them about this oil spill and all this kind, which he never took serious. But when it hit the international fund, and then you claim that you want the thing and you come in to talk about this and that and what and that, you should have been the first person, Rowley, to get in touch with these people and them, the owner, the vessel. And you should have been working feverishly to bring these people before the court. Because this is not no ordinary thing. This is something of international repute, that you have destroyed the economy. And then look at what you reach, this oil spill, and making one set of lazy actors. Brother, until people really come to their senses and realize what is going on, the crisis that this country is headed, and we almost reached there already, and we're going further down. Well, to Capo Smoky Pipe. Let us have a good day, brother.
Yes, indeed. Before you go, there were two other articles besides the volatility ones. Could you just mention it again? All right, okay. I will call back if you can. Professor, good morning. Professor, good morning.
Yeah, morning to the big good man.
Good morning to you as well, my friend.
Yeah, morning to Mikey, morning to Andy, morning to Judy, morning to Trinidad and Tobago. And also why with all the bacchanal going on in the country. The great Prime Minister that already put in power there. The man is going on 2 weeks vacation, He and his wife and his family, he's going somewhere all over the world. He might turn because he have money. So just to share along with all the problems going in this country and people eating up themselves and this and that, he might be just laughing at me. Laughing, but the man going on a vacation, he going all in the Middle East, he going, and when he come back, he will beat his chest. Well, he leaving him, but him, but is the Prime Minister. They only are only there because we want to see a black man, black people party, and they want to importance to them. They would never reach, there be no prime ministership under the PNM because they want to see a black man. Although Mbata is the prime minister, they want to see a black man. But the black man, he's going on a vacation for 2 weeks and he's going to enjoy himself. But before he go, he better a big stone in Tobago. He's saying that it could have been worse. And he want to show Tobagonians now that if he didn't intervene, that's what he means to say. If I didn't intervene, it would have been worse. So he intervened out to save Tobago. The man paid his last card, he knows that he was on his way out. And he knows anytime he loses, if he loses 1 or 2 seats in Tobago, he out of office. He paying everything. So here's what he going to do now. He going to Lego money from north till, I don't know when long. He going to build up everything in Tobago. He going to give them money, he going to build streets, build over the roads, he going to do the water, he going to run bus, he going to do everything in Tobago. Between now and the end of this year, Tobago will be a model nation on the road. You don't mind how much money he spends. It's just coming out of his pocket. But he's fighting a battle that he can't afford to lose. Then I'll look to you listening.
Yes, indeed. Wonderful analysis. Good morning.
Yeah, let me get you the information.
Yes.
All right. Energy price volatility.
I got the one with the volatility of prices.
Right.
So the other two that you mentioned.
That is Sunday 11th, page 11. IMBAT faces energy price volatility, lower revenue. Right, that's the one. And then the other one is the Express Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Express business thing is $1 million ton drop with Methanex and thing. But inside article, Methanex production to fall by 1 million ton something. And as a consequence of that, because of the company being supplied with natural gas or whatnot, they have to cut their production by more than half. And what they're saying is that it's a loss, a decline to the impact country's revenue collection. So these are the articles, and I hope when people have to start reading the papers and think, no, there's no talk about the politics and things. These are the things that we have to follow up on. Because as we've seen, without these things taking place, the energy sector, which they condemn and they criticize and whatnot, and it's not our energy-based country and all this kind of damn nonsense. And today, we're crying out for revenue from the energy sector. So, Lennox, I want you to study these two articles, and if you could come up with suggestions and throw it out to the public. Let me hear the public. I would like my brother, researcher, if you could get in touch with him, Lennox, and let me hear something from researcher as it relates to these two articles, because this is a critical issue as it relates to the revenue of this country. These two issues, the one with the Methanex, drop and decline in revenue from the
yes, I'm seeing it before me here. I have it here right now. Methanex production to fall by 1 million tons from September.
Right.
So thank you very much, of course, for that intervention. Yeah.
And the other one with the volatility.
Yes, I got that as well. All right.
Right,
Thanks very much. I'll take a look at it.
Okay, brother. Nice.
Yes, indeed. Well, of course, we have to have a symbiotic relationship here where we exist for our mutual benefits, so that I don't know the ground report claim to have all the information and you play your vital role. Good morning. Good morning. I think I heard someone there. If not, it's time for a break. We can go for a break, and when we come back, more.
Hello?
Go ahead, caller.
Lennox, we cannot forget the front burners too. It's a clarion call. Clarion as it is. All the divers, before divers who died, as long as all you pay NIS, the national insurance, all your money is there, all your money is big. Get in touch with Mr. Maraj. He is the NIS consultant. I say so. It's a clarion call. All the divers, before divers who lost their life, all your money, all your big money to get. But some of us don't know our rights. We don't know our rights. All you have plenty rights in this country. I'm telling all you so this morning. Get in touch with the NIS consultant, Mr. Maraj. I say so, and one collect all your money on behalf of all your deceased families and them.
Thank you very much. Yes, indeed. Of course, we go for break, and when we come back, more on this edition of the Ground Report. Don't forget, of course, you can call. You could leave a message for Andy during the course of the break as well, if you so wish, and he will decide whether he wants to either talk or write. See you after the break.
Andy Williams and Lennox Smith. ground report. The ground report.
The government of Trinidad and Tobago is not closing down Petrotrin.
The ground report. The ground report.
I would think that there's been very clear that all the employees of Petrotrin will exit the company. All.
The ground report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Shiny and Ari Restaurant is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. 67 Western Main Road, St. James, opposite Standards. Serving local breakfast items like sada, fried bake, roast bake, and pies. With all your...
Are you stressed and worried by problems? Then meet Priest Santosh Ji. Priest is specialized in palm, face, photo, date of birth reading, and gives solutions to problems in marriage, relationship, love, business, job, health, and removes all black magic, negativity, bad luck permanently, and gives good luck and lifelong protection. Then call Priest Santosh Ji 384-3844. That's 384-3844.
Looking for top quality and affordable hardware supplies? Then look no further than Mitlin Hardware, number 97 Eastern Main Road, Arouca. We stock a wide range of tools, water tanks, blocks, lumber, steel, and everything you need for your home and business project. Check out our new display of steel windows and assorted designs of metal curtain rods. Mitlin also stockpiles sand, gravel, topsoil, and more. We have a variety of kitchen faucets, face basins, and toilet sets, bathroom mat sets, all garden tools, hand tools, generators, power washers, and water pumps. Customers can make payments via links, credit card, online payment, and cash on delivery. WhatsApp 327-7761 for free quotations, or give us a call at 646-2144. Open every day, Sunday to Sunday from 8 a.m. From foundation to finish, it's all at Mitlin.
TNT, when Carnival is over, we go back to the old school. Back to the old school. Back to the old school. Back to the old school.
Hello, Cara. I'm depending on you.
This is the first big one for 2024. Music Chest Back to the Old School events.
This Saturday, tell them where we going this Saturday.
Moonlighting Pub, Tunapuna, with the boss of Old School, Dr. Hyde, Starboy Carey, the ladies DJ, Dr. Ross, and the Old School Assassin Music Chest. Free Hennessy and Punchy Punch to the first 100 people to enter. Prizes, giveaways, and more. Get your special $80 tickets now at Moonlighting Pub, Hobby's Bar Kira, the Luna Bar Arouca, before they're all sold out.
This Saturday, we going!
Moonlighting Pub, Tunapuna, TNT. When Carnival is over, we go back to the old school.
Let's go! Come on! It's electric! This Saturday! Friday, 16th February, Valentine's Friday, we head to the most premium venue in the East, Country Backyard. The Experience. Talparo comes alive as yours truly, the ground boss, Joe Grind, gives to you love and R&B. Ladies, 2 and 1 to enter. Guys, pay just $100 before 11 p.m. Love and R&B.
You should make me your girl, your girl.
The most elite DJs have been chosen. Get ready for the Hitman Howard T, Dr. Hyde, and Rise International, The King, Kabuki, DJ Romero, and MCZ, Starbright, and DJ Tristan, MC Biggs, DJ Meng, DJ Starboy. Hosted by Champion, Love and R&B. Friday, 16th February, Valentine's Friday, we head to the exotic Country Backyard, The Experience. In Talparo, the ground boss, Joe Grind, gives to you love and R&B.
a lucky homeowner will win a brand new car. Yes, a brand new Mitsubishi Expander Cross. Yes, park in your 4-vehicle parking space. Limited availability. Get in a gear with DG Homes' newest gated community, Daniel Estate. The oasis of Cunupia will satisfy your needs for a new lifestyle. Beautifully designed, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, modern interior, sophisticated finishings, with superbly manicured landscaped green spaces, front and backyard included, starting at $1.65 million. Call now and book a viewing. 691-5659. Beautiful home, beautiful car, beautiful life. Home is DG Homes, Daniel Estate, Cunupia.
A Valentine's gift to the nation. The alternative after Carnival Festival. The Battle of the Generations. 2 persons on 1 ticket.
Teacher asked she class, what is the difference between a call girl, a girlfriend, and a wife? A little boy say, miss, one is prepaid, one is postpaid, and the next one is unlimited.
Featuring the funniest legends, Kenneth Seepersad, Larry Joseph, Alan the Entertainer, the Drunken Saint, the Mako Media Crew, Kwame Weeks, Gabriel Bridgemohan, Stefan Feldman, the Bacchanal Sisters, and many more. Battle in Pan, Dane Goulston versus Joshua Reguello, the Ex-Tempo Masters, Gypsy versus Myron B, with Backstage as the referee. Friday, February 16th at 7 from 8 p.m. Saturday, February 17th from 8 p.m. and on Sunday, the 18th of February from 6 p.m. At Napa, get your 2 persons on 1 ticket today before they're all gone. At advertised outlets only, the alternative after Carnival Festival. For more information, call the 24-hour hotline at 774-5555.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith. The Ground Report, the Ground Report.
The government of Trinidad and Tobago is not closing down Petrotrin.
The Ground Report, the Ground Report.
I would think that there's been very clear that all the employees of Petrotrin will exit the company. All.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Yes, indeed. Of course, we are back. Time check. It's just about 20 minutes past the hour of 7 o'clock. I'll be continue, of course, to take your calls, vital as they are and as important as you are. And, of course, this revolution, not a violent one, of course, one that is sensible, is sensitive, and recognizing that our democracy is under threat and the existential threat to that democracy, our economy, the future of Trinidad and Tobago, our young people, and the sustenance of a very violent society, all of which tantamount to just one group of individuals, the government that formed the government of Trinidad and Tobago, led by what I consider to be a total and absolute indolent, and I say indolent here meaning lazy individual, but at the same time very toxic and caustic, and has no clue as to how to manage the affairs of the country. But of course he insisted that he must take a holiday. I don't know how he can function without a conscience, knowing full well that he not only has been underperforming, but have definitely led Trinidad and Tobago down a path that none of us anticipated, having regard to the repose of so much confidence in him at the commencement. But we now know that it was just about shenanigans, it was about deception, it was about histrionics, and really and truly unpatriotic, and has no basis for being in government at this point in time, or far less to be prime minister. But that being as it may, let's go back to the lines. Don't forget, of course, Andy, if you can, of course, contact Andy at 366-3053, preferably after the program. Send him a note, give him some motivation, give him some encouragement, give him some, beautiful moments that people really care and appreciate what he has been doing and hopefully will continue to do without any, impediment that may be a highlight at this point in time. That being as it may, once again, that number 366-3053, give him a call or leave a note after the program, of course. If he chooses to talk or he chooses to write back, text back, then of course is his choice. That being as it may, of course, the other numbers to call, 229-0251, 229-0251 right now, and of course 239-5120, 239-5120. Don't forget, of course, just to inform people who may want to volunteer. Of course, you can do so because we have a huge program that we'll be rolling out with a number of moving parts, so to speak, at our George Street facility, all to ourselves. And maybe we are in the same boat as that of Desperados, because Desperados is just lower down the road. I thought it was a very disingenuous and insensitive move by the government to put them on Nelson Street. So that piece of real estate spans between Nelson Street to the east and George Street to the west. So we are just above that particular piece of real estate, but it may be by serendipity or divine intervention in terms of we having to be there to roll out, of course, the programs that I'm sure yesterday, of course, once again, it was Sheikh Khan, it was, of course, people inquiring, young people in particular, as to what is going to happen, and they were so elated and excited and so on. So I cannot wait, of course, to delve into the meat of the delivery component of the ground report and others' attempt to show the government by example that they are wasting time, even though they have much of the resources of the country. And it is said, and Dr. Rowley's team has belied this, that to whom much is given, much is expected. But with these fellas, to whom much is given, very little or nothing they deliver, and they're therefore undeserving of the largesse that they would have been, unfortunately, having to be in government at this point in time. But then 30 pieces of silver, a person could do anything. Total Judases to the purpose for which they are in office. You can call Annie, of course, at 336-6594 if you want to, of course, volunteer any kind of service, or you want to assist her with the infrastructural development that is taking place there. She will speak to you on it. I don't want to sidetrack or in any way take away from the Andy effort. So you can call her at 336-6594, 336-6594. But certainly, if you want to get to Andy, then call 366-3053, 366-3053. We go to the lines and we take your calls. Mikey is expected to join me momentarily as we continue, of course, to focus on a number of things that we're doing at the same time, promoting the 18th of next month. You have said you want to get out there. You have said that we ought to get out there. You have said that a date should be identified.
Yeah.
You have identified that date, and therefore we are readying ourselves. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, Lennox. We Trinidad is a country that closed down a refinery. We're not refining oil, and this is a very smart fellow, We're not refining any oil. We're selling crude oil where we have a limited amount now. We have less than we used to have. I just wondering if we could be helping out somebody who has sanctions by selling the crude, because we get a kind of okay to pay them in US now, you know. We get a okay from the sanction that we could pay them. That would be a legal thing. But I wonder if on the hand they're trying to sell other people crude. Thank you.
You never could tell with this government, so much shenanigans that are taking place, corruption, nepotism, cronyism, do as I say but don't do as I do, and the list goes on and on. President, good morning.
Good morning, Mikey, Lennox, Andy, and Newbie, and everybody on the chat. 9 years in office, and PNMites cannot come on the chat and say what the PNM has done to benefit this country. Not themselves, not their financiers, not their family. They cannot come and say, look, we have done this for you, the citizens of this country. No. His plan was to make the rich richer. We saw an MP, brother, become a millionaire overnight because of the almost 700 plus recusals from cabinet for people to benefit. As I said, friends, family, and finances to benefit from billions in contracts. But every day you have Joseph Moses, coming to talk about what the UNC thief and what the UNC did not thief. You are
poor. Well, that is so cliched. I'm not really trying to interfere with the bridge between the rich and the poor, because there's nothing wrong with the rich getting richer, but the poor must come out of poverty. So
well, that's kind of bridging the gap,
that is the equation. It's not a seesaw where one has to go down for the other one to come up. You have to find a way that you encourage the rich to get richer, because in getting richer, they create opportunities for the poor. Opportunity.
You are hearing this morning that because of the UNC thieving the oil, they had to shut down Petrotrin. What hogwash. I could use better words, stronger words, but I don't want to get in trouble with Telecommunications Authority. What hogwash. We heard apparently these people have no retention. Yesterday you all played that clip with Gary Aboud under the Freedom of Information Act, the amount of money Petrotrin was making. It wasn't UNC people were selling fake oil, No. You better check your files, Mr. Joseph Moses, and see who it was selling the fake oil. You hear? You come in to say we're UNC thief? Well, if UNC thief so much, and they did so much for the country, I wouldn't like to see if they wasn't thieving. UNC started the diversification of the economy, which is something the PNM afraid to touch. There's a dagger in their hearts. They refuse to finish the schools for the children. Not for UNC people, for the children of this nation. And you come in to talk about they had to shut down Petrotrin because UNC was thieving oil? Sometimes I wonder, oh gosh, come on, man. Show people that all you have a little bit of grey matter now. Show people all you receive the PNM education that you all boast so much about now. Because clearly you open your mouth and you remove all doubt that you didn't take in that education. Because no sensible human being could come here and say UNC thief out the oil, they were thieving the oil, and Petrotrin had to shut down. No, friend, you better go back and check. Ask why just Faris did not listen to Deborah Peaks and appeal that decision. Ask it. Ask why Malcolm Jones, that was one of their section 34. The case was thrown out for Malcolm Jones after all the corruption that went on in Petrotrin. thank God they were still able to make something when Keith Rowley lied and say that they were not making money. 64 million was spent. Not 1 million or 2 million, 64 million was spent to audit Petrotrain, and they were advised not to close down Petrotrain. So how come UNC was thief in the oil? You see, let me tell you something, you see this Lenten season? All you Satan busy, but you know what? We're coming out for all you. Thanks a lot, guys, and have a good one.
Good morning, Lennox Smith. Good morning, Mikey K. Good morning to UB. And wherever Andy Williams is, I prayed for Andy Williams and Cop. Lennox Smith, what's already going on in this country? You could tell me what's already going on in this country? Good morning. Morning, Lennox Smith.
Oh, I wasn't aware that it was live. I thought it was another clip.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, what is going on?
Morning.
What is going on is exactly what you are experiencing, and all of us know that it is a shambolic.
Lennox, could I ask you a simple question? Who runs in the country, Lennox Smith? Who runs in the country?
Well, clearly, we have a government.
Is the government running the country, Lennox Smith? Is the government running the country? Look what going on that opening to be going. All this can be for that. That set up. That's a retractment to take people's mind off of what's going on in the country. Lennox Smith, government running the country right now. Look what's going on in my little country, Trinidad and Tobago. Have a blessed day, Lennox Smith. Morning to you. Morning to Andy Williams and Mighty K and UV. And West of our coffees. Morning to you. Good morning.
All right, my friend. You have answered to the question that was asked. Good morning.
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
First time caller.
We are calling from.
To get on your station. Huh?
Where are you calling from?
Turapuna.
Turapuna. Go ahead, Turapuna.
I like to.
Welcome.
One advice. All the PNHC, ask them if there was better 10 years before now to know. Just ask them now. Don't ask them nothing else. Ask them if there was better 2015 to know. All the deceitful, wicked PNMs go to say yes, you know. But deep down they had all of them complaining, every one of them complaining. PNM, I could get the history of PNM destroy Trinidad and everything that them take away. They take away train, they take away sugar, the land take away oil, they take away jobs. Because I remember when CPEP was under UNC, it used to be 50 people again. Now it's 20 and 15 and 10. And people are saying nothing. They're just accepting that just so. All the lies. This man does everything this man talk does be a lie. And yet they're making excuses for him. That is wrong. And it just hurt my heart to see how these people rather PNM than Trinidad and Tobago. Because everyone was in power, they're demonstrating, they're doing all kind of things. PNM in power, they says nothing. They're complaining and saying either PNM till are dead and they don't care if we go down and all that. I just hear it every single day they're so deceitful and wicked. I just hear it every day, brother. All you go from strength to strength, and may Yah bless each one and every one of you. And all of those stop the work. And next thing you have to fight before, they have to bring inspections for the election because them have everybody in the back pocket. You understand? Any office in the country, PNM or two working there. So we have to be aware of that. You understand? Because all other work, all everybody work, but go in jail. All right, you all have a blessed.
Thank you very much. But we only answered that question already. He said that between 2010 and 2015, milk and honey was flowing. And you had to be not to know that it was a better time. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Let me tell the country something. Yeah, let me tell the country something this morning, Lennox. Since this man pick up prime minister of this country, became prime minister, the country has become in a blighted way. And all kind of things happening. All kind of mayhem. You see, let me tell you something, God say he don't like witchcraft. And this local zombie from Tobago round and walk over here. Today we see it falling back on Trinidad and Tobago. The man is a blight. The man like he cursed. The man like come to manning. But he don't have the way. He became a raging bull. When the military opposed him, he became an accident. You see, you can't talk to this prime minister. That's the whole problem. Everything he feel he do right. Everything he say it right. And at the end of the day, the country is falling apart. Rowley, carnival done, call a general election now. I think it's time. Because the country really going on a journey. Right now, we hanging over a precipice. It is a tumble over and go down now. Nothing good is happening in this country right now. Nothing. I want to ask people something in this country. Since Rowley get there, how much time you raise all the pension? Huh? All they get no raise and nothing. Food price going up, this going up, all they get pension, all they like Rowley. P&M, till I dead, P&M, all they suffering. All they wake up. All they see what Rowley do in this country right now. He don't care. He care about the white man, he want 1%. We have nothing to get. It's the pressure and labor and pressure, boy. All right, Lord, I can listening.
Yes, indeed. Of course, we will continue to take your calls. Reality.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Lennox. Yes, morning to your crew. Morning, Trinidad and Tobago. We have a prime minister who went as far as America to discuss crime and the importation of illegal firearms. Yet we here in Trinidad cannot account for a ship that went and collect crude and leaving, and I can't say it's a good thing, but it so happened that an accident took place. We had to learn that this ship wasn't registered, wasn't picked up by the radar. Not what was really going on in this country. So how many ships came in here? And let's say there's trade firearm for oil, or trade anything for oil. Somebody form a company and they're trading our oil free and they're pocketing the money. All these questions, Lennox, come up now. It come up. Obviously, and yes. The Prime Minister has to stand up and answer questions and stop the bloody lying. How this ship reaching here without us knowing? Who in God's name is trading this oil? Who? I wait with bated breath, Lennox. Enjoy your day.
Thank you very much. Let's continue, of course, to take your calls. Quite a lot of mystery in these days, of course, and answers we simply do not have, because those who have it keep it to their chest, it appears. This is a cryptic government, a clandestine government, a secretive government. Professor, good morning. Continue to take your calls. And for the new callers, of course, 229-0251, 229-0251, and 239-5120, 239-5120. And of course, if you want to get to Andy, drop him a little line, of course, provide some support, inclusive, of course, of verbal encouragement and motivation, but of course at this time we are looking at material support, financial and otherwise. You may have a doctor that you may want to of course communicate him with, not that accepting or acknowledging anything. I'm just using that as an example. But the number to call 366-3053, 366-3053. Yes.
So basically, any assistance. That's basically what you're saying. Any assistance.
Any assistance, yes.
Render our colleague, our brother, please just reach out to him. 366-3053. Send a message. 366-3053. And words of encouragement, because as it is, we are all a patriotic family. I would say even beyond that, because our objective is collective, and that is to rid the country, according to that caller before, of this PNM blight. Feeling the heaviness. Krishna had a lot of feelings. I hope he feels good enough to come out on March 18th this time, because this is it. Morning to you, Lennox Smith, my brother. Hope all is well. Hope that you're settling. Morning to Newbie, and of course, morning to our brother Andy Pitbull.
It is hectic. It is hectic. It's very hectic, very hectic. I left there late last night and then had to do the corridor. Then, of course, to get to do some research this morning to get back up for the ground report this morning. And, of course, a similar day today. In fact, whilst I am talking to you, I am preparing letters and folding, and somebody's in the background there, of course, cleaning up and all of that. I mean, it's a lot of work, but as I said, we are committed and dedicated.
Good, as always. Of course, yesterday the Ministry of National Security, before we go to a break, the Ministry of National Security released saying that 2 vessels were involved in the oil spill incident, saying that the Trinidad and Tobago Coast Guard has confirmed at least 2 vessels were involved in the oil spill, which has been engaging the attention of the Tobago Emergency Management Agency and other entities since February 7th. The abandoned vessel, the Gulf Stream, was found overturned near shore at Kobe on the Atlantic side of Tobago. And the ministry, of course, particularly the Coast Guard, was collaborating and getting everything in. They said that 2 vessels, they confirmed that the barge was being towed by a tug, the Solo Creed, from Panama, destined for Guyana. Satellite imagery also shows the Solo Creed towing an object on February 4th. So now, Lennox, we have the Chief Secretary, Fadi Augustine, demanding that the owner of the vessel, which ran aground along the coast of the Cove, come forward and take responsibility for the oil spill that has devastated the island shoreline and ecosystem. And he says at the same time, he is suggesting government may have withheld crucial information it had on the vessel early on and once this cleared up. So he wants somebody held accountable. He wants them to pay. And this information, of course, he said strong information that the government may have had withheld critical information on the vessel early on, and he wants that cleared up. So that's where we are at right now. Again, when you hear this kind of language, it puts you right back, oh God, how much time we go hear somebody involved somewhere, because the mantra here on the ground report is them, of course, themselves, their friends, their family, and of course their finances. And it's always some one of these individuals in some capacity that is playing out where we, the taxpayers, are paying a price. It's always something, whenever there's a lapse in something, it's somebody getting a big piece. That's what's in the psyche of the citizens.
Bubble.
Simply do not trust the government. It's the first thing that's coming in your mind. You ask yourself, where far are you going with this? Because you know where you're going with it. He is suggesting that the government may have withheld critical information it had on the vessel early on, and once this cleared up. Just last night on the Observer, maritime attorney Larry Alfonso was clearing up the issue of what is known as the rise of the dark fleet. This is a story by Matthew Smith. Yes, vessels that hide their locations to transport illegal oil cargoes has enabled Venezuela to continue exporting oil in defiance of U.S. sanctions, contributing to its economic recovery. The dark fleet is a term used to describe the assortment of tanker vessels which conceal their locations so as to enable the transportation of illicit cargoes. That would, again, I think we heard that sometime in some press conference over the weekend. I don't know if you was taking down your costume. I don't know if you was putting on your makeup, closing the fridge, but that illicit thing. All right. So the transportation of illicit cargoes of crude oil and derivative products. This is done using a variety of deceptive techniques to prevent the tanker from being identified or tracked. And she spoke about last night the fact that these tankers are being bought. They are not the best. As a matter of fact, they normally would not even be deemed seaworthy. But there are some places, because again, the flag of convenience that was flying on this same vessel, the Gulf Stream, shows that it came from where there's a lot of flexibility. You know, it's similar to that of an offshore bank account, where some countries are very flexible with their policies to open up these accounts. Well, when it comes to maritime dealings, there are some places that are very, very flexible, Lennox, and to the listening public. So they're not going to look at these cargo vessels the way they should and make the assessment. They give them, hey, you pass your thing, you get your thing, you go your way, you handle your stories. So mostly it's not even insured. So is Farley just beating his chest? I want to go along with what he's saying. Somebody has to be held accountable. Somebody, the amount of people, yeah, but the amount of people that rely on this entire coastline to carve out their living, the tour guides, the operators, everybody, the men on the boat, all of that. Somebody had to pay for this. So what say you?
Farley went further. Farley said that his information is that somebody who is interested in the purchasing of the oil refinery, from his information, is directly involved in this fiasco. So he has gone a bit further, and he's awaiting, of course, a response. We see that the government has gone definitely silent on this particular aspect of the revelations that are now coming out, except, of course, the general one which you just read, that will not, of course, implicate them. But Farley did, in fact, say something that implicates the government. If you're saying that the person is in the process of purchasing the oil refinery, it means that the government, by the very nature of the transaction, by this transaction, must know who it is.
Yeah, because he said he got WhatsApp messages saying that they were carrying, and he wants that cleared up, 5,000 metric tons of fuel. He asking if it's true. He's just asking questions. It also said the owner of the vessel is actually one of those trying to purchase the refinery down in Point Fortin. Yeah, he's asking the question. You know, they asked if he was insinuating that the refinery deal may be linked to the vessel. Augustine said, I tend not to operate in the world of speculation. I tend to operate with just the facts. I have laid out the facts as I have them. And I've also pointed out the obvious coincidence of me receiving information and someone asking me to look into this vessel.
And was he misled? Was he misled? Because it was confirmed by Dr. Rowley in his press conference that it was lumber and aggregate on that, but it has suddenly turned into crude oil. These fellas are
because the thing's starting to connect, it's starting to come. I don't know, these people who go about doing the business, like this thing that they is a sense of convenience. When they talk about the old traditional, God don't sleep, you don't wear pajamas, whatever is in the dark will come to light, and night could run, but daylight go catch up to it. Like, it's just a convenience thing. That's just a convenient thing, apparently. I mean, but karma is real, regardless of what karma is real. And that is why, as we start to connect the dots, Farley said he saw a press release confirming the data because there's some correlation, and he says he's duty bound on behalf of Tobago to ask those questions pointedly and openly. Yes, but anybody who involved in any Point Fortin deal with this refinery, do they own the vessel? Was it carrying 5,000 metric tons of fuel? And if that is true, then really and truly, to where and who was benefiting? And how long has it been going on? And who registered this? And who's been turning a blind eye? It's questions after this government has come into office. Rowley and them have so many questions to answer. Listen, we're going to pay some bills. When we come back, we're going to take your calls right here on the Ground Report. Let's hear from you on the outside. All part of a dark fleet of oil tankers. Is anybody going to be held responsible for this? The solo creed who owned these things, and it was by a tug from Panama destined for Guyana? My gosh, when we come back.
Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Shiny and Ari Restaurant is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. 67 Western Main Road, St. James, opposite Standards. Serving local breakfast items like sada, fry bake, roast bake, and pies. With all your favorite local fillings. Assorted lunches available from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Get pilau for $25 or get combination lunches from $25 to $40. They also have soup specials as well as crab and dumpling. From 6 p.m. have dinner on the pavement a la carte with burgers, fried nuggets, gyro, and just about anything you can think about. Call 382-9347 to place your order. Shiny and Ari, Main Road, St. James, open 7 days a week.
The rainy season is here, so be weather smart and change your tires to handle the nation's wet roads. After all, you don't want to be the one to cause any accidents, do you? So why not check out Racetrack Wheels right now? They're the only one that gives you quality tires to hold the road properly. And to top it off, Racetrack Wheels carries all sizes of tires for all makes of vehicles. They are the sole distributors for Salem and Achilles tires. These tires carry a full manufactured warranty and is the #1 tire for comfort and performance in this rainy weather. We have the latest rims in all sizes, all at drastically low prices. We also do blank wheels that could be drilled to your vehicle specification. It's all about new technology and keeping ahead of the game.
So hurry on down to Racetrack Wheels, 3 locations: 330 Eastern Main Road, Aruca, 82 Bethany Road, Bucco, Tobago, and 64th Southern Main Road, Chase Village, or call 285-9168.
So my friend, take it from me and be weather smart this season and change your tires right now at Racetrack Wheels.
TNT, when Carnival is over, we go back to the old school.
Back to the old school. Here and now.
Back to the old school.
Back to the old school. Hello, Cara. I'm depending on you.
This is the first big one for 2024. Music Chest Back to the Old School events.
This Saturday, tell them where we going this Saturday.
Moonlighting Pub, Tuna Puna, with the boss of Old School, Dr. Hyde, Starboy Carrier, the ladies DJ, Dr. Ross, and the Old School Assassin Music Chest. Free Hennessy and Punchy Punch to the first 100 people to enter. Prizes, giveaways, and more. Get your special $80 tickets now at Moonlighting Pub, Bobby's Bar Kira, the Luna Bar Aruca, before they're all sold out.
This Saturday, we going!
Moonlighting Pub, Tuna Puna, TNT. When Carnival is over, we go back to the old school.
Let's go! Come on! It's electric! This Saturday!
A lucky homeowner will win a brand new car. Yes! A brand new Mitsubishi Expander Cross. Yes, park in your 4-vehicle parking space. Limited availability. Get in a gear with DG Homes' newest gated community, Daniel Estate. The oasis of Cunupia will satisfy your needs for a new lifestyle. Beautifully designed, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, modern interior, sophisticated finishings, with superbly manicured landscaped green spaces, front and backyard included, starting at $1.65 million. Call now and book a viewing. 691-5659. Beautiful home, beautiful car, beautiful life. Home is DG Homes, Daniel Estate, Cunupia.
Put food on your table. ADC is affordable. Shop at ADC Supermarket, Cleaver Road. A very comfortable and clean environment. These prices are unbelievable. Come see for yourself. We have the best alcohol prices. Don't miss out. Get those specials on liquor. Put food on your table with ADC Supermarket, conveniently located at number 4 Cleaver Road in Arima. Every Friday and Saturday is real vibes and live entertainment from your very own DJ Christian on Friday and Saturday. Everyone is talking about ADC Supermarket. Shop in comfort and in a clean environment with the best prices for all your grocery needs. Secured parking. Remember, free delivery. Put food on your table. ADC is affordable. ADC Supermarket, number 4 Cleaver Road in Arima.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
back. We are back. Thank you, there, newbie. I don't know if you got the message. Anyhow, we are back. Lennox, open up the lines. Just hear from the good folks.
Yes, indeed. But before we go, of course, we have an interview about 8:15. They're about fishermen and friends of the fishermen and the friends of the sea, Gary Aboud. We will be talking to him about the same oil spill. You know, he's an environmentalist extraordinaire, and he has been working, of course, in the national interest. He's certainly a patriot. So we'll have that interview, Mikey, of course, around 8:15. Let me give the numbers to call, of course. To call us here right now, 229 is 0251. 229 is 0251, and we also have the other number 2395120. 2395120, and in case you want to drop a line for Andy as well, to express, of course, your concerns, and I'm sure he will really appreciate it. But you also can leave a voice note for the program itself on this particular number, 366-3053. WhatsApp only, 366-3053. We go to the lines.
There we go. Who's on the outside?
Morning, Colin from the Williamville area. You'll hear them say they have a clean carnival, but in we area they kill a man and...
Caller, talk up for me, please, caller. I can hardly hear you. Talk up.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, hear me now? Yeah. Okay.
Yes, go ahead.
You'll hear them say they have a clean carnival, but in the Williamville area, the back of the cricket ground, they kill a man and three died a carnival Monday. And the fellas they shoot on the highway, Gasparilla, they living right in the same Brennerman area. So you will hear them say that a nice carnival, but everything is hush hush. You hear it on the news, but I'm just giving people information. Thank you.
Who's on the outside? Morning, welcome.
Mikey?
Yes, go ahead, morning.
Yeah, morning to you, Lennox, Nubia, and Andy. You see that boat scenario? In World War II, Mikey, I was telling Lennox last night, I got even for this morning. There was a German boat by the name of the Calypso operating under 10 flags and give the British real headache before they finally pick up with it and destroy it. You know what they were doing, Mikey? Every night or every so often, they will come out like tonight under the Norwegian flag, and then they will go in hiding, paint over the boat, and come back out under the Swiss flag, and all this sort of thing. But the British pick up with them, and they established the pattern that was taking place. And when they destroyed it, they was expecting, I can't remember which flag they come out under, but they was waiting for it. And when they came, they said, there it is. And they destroyed it. That's history, Mikey. They made a movie off of it called Under 10 Flags. Let us get a copy of that. The next thing I want to say, some recent time say Calypso is the only true music that has sent a message. I totally disagree with that. For instance, Calypso and ballads is two different things. When Jim Reeves say he'll have to go, a California will say, Rowley, you had to go. Right? Now, Mr. X always talking about this numbers thing. The game of cards, Romy, is a numbers game. You had to make a hand of 4 and a hand of 3 to make the 7 before you could sing. So that is a numbers game. Now, I wanted to ask him yesterday if he know much hand of 4 having a pack of cards. He ain't know that, but you going to know now. They have 53 and a 4 in a pack of cards. Right? They can't bring in no other card in that. Otherwise the game will crash. They will have no more card game. Now, if you look at the game of politics through cards, the game going on all the time. And we having results in elections all the time. But he talking about these people on the fence. Will make a difference. Where's the logic in that? They're not involved in the game right now. So what's the criteria he using to say the people on the fence will make a difference? There's no logic in it. That is total notice, Mikey. Thanks for the call. I'm going for now. All right, then.
Thank you, caller. Thank you. Give me the numbers one more time, please, announcement.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Of course, the numbers to call for the new callers. Call us now, 229-0251, 229-0251, or you can call us at 239-5120, 239-5120. And of course, if you want to get to Andy directly, drop a note, or you can, of course, drop a note for us so that we can play it a little later. WhatsApp only, of course, this WhatsApp number, 366-3053, 366-3053. Of course, we have an interview about 8:15 with, of course, Fisherman and Friends.
Yeah.
Lennox.
Yes.
Lennox.
Yes, go ahead.
I forget to mention, if the same thing going on, like what was going on in World War II, with them boats, obviously people know what went on there. And Mikey was talking with Nari Alfonso last night about the same thing. She called it the Dark Fleet. The same thing could be going on. People are operating under different flags. They will never find out where that boat come from. Because they have nobody tracking that. Who tracking that? You understand what I'm saying? People could be operating the same flags. Alright, I just wanted to mention that.
Yeah, there was talk about satellite disappearance and all of that, and ambassador number that they would have had operating from out of St. Kitts and all of that. So
yeah, that's the flag of convenience, Lennox, and you're correct. The thing about it is that based on the fact that so much of the information is out of the spotlight, it gives you the perception that this has been operating for quite some time. This is not the first rodeo. Yeah. Who's on the outside? Someone else?
Yeah, morning.
Morning, sir.
Yeah. Good morning to the ground report. Yeah. I'll just switch in gear a little bit. You know, when TSTT had the how do they call it in English? When they interfered.
They were when they had the security breach?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Right. Well, they fired the director, right? NIS had a breach also, but they didn't do anything. You know that?
Yeah, we heard about that. There was some talk about that. Go ahead.
Yeah, but they didn't fire anybody from there. So I'm concerned about that. Why that happened there? And TFCT, they had to fire the woman. Yeah.
All right, caller.
I suppose in the case of Lisa Agard and TSCT, it was charged politically, and the political directorate had to, of course, absolve themselves by, of course, generating a scapegoat. And she said in no uncertain terms she's not prepared to be a scapegoat. She will go before the Joint Select Committee in order to clear her name, because the current acting CEO directed all the blame to her in terms of misleading the population.
Yeah. I think anybody who may be coming now to try to steer this in a different direction, because the fear of whatever the fear might be, I don't know. There are people who are afraid of losing something that they haven't gotten in the last almost 9 years from this government, but they still have that fear. The seriousness of it is that the Chief Secretary is asking some very serious questions. If we are being told that the barge was being towed by the Solo Creed tug from Panama, and it was for some time in radar contact with the National Coastal Surveillance Radar Center, which is the NCSRC, and then they say that all of a sudden all contact was lost with both vessels, then what was the next move of the NCSRC? I mean, did they contact anyone? Did the vessels just vanish just so? Was there some sort of gross negligence or irresponsible. I mean, all of these things. I mean, we have to look at how this thing transpired from connecting the dots within the timeline. What was the next move? If it was picked up for a period of time and all of a sudden it was lost, who was manning this station? How long, how many movements this vessel has had in these waters? What's the period of time? Was it, let's go back to perhaps a year, track it 2 years? How long? And when it's here, what's the duration of the time? All of these things. And who are the owners? We need to start putting, because listen, you can go to the coastline in Tobago and you can see that slush. You can hear the real stories from people who depend on the coastlines to do their trade within the tourism, industry, whatever it may be. Then it means that we need to start putting names and faces to the very said problem that are affecting hundreds of people in Tobago. Our sister isle. Tobago didn't ask for this, They are God-fearing, praying people in Tobago, and I can tell you for a fact, I doubt I'm wrong, any of us are wrong, that no Tobagonian got on bended knees and asked for that. So there needs to be names. We need to put faces to the problem here. We need to know exactly who we're talking to, because you affected the lives of many people. This is real. How long has this been going on? Come on, we have to start getting at this thing for what it is, man.
Yeah, too much mystery surrounding this situation, and so many different versions and nuances that is extremely disquieting. And of course, the upper echelons of the government, Dr. Rowley goes off to some holiday as if, well, look, this thing is nonchalant and insignificant. But of course, at the end of the day, when the information would have hit the public domain and the electorate, I'm sure that he would be thinking differently, because it is about, of course, blue lights and silver bracelets, as he liked to refer to it. We go back to the lines. That's a good morning. New callers. We have a caller.
Yeah,
good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
The Petrotrin riser that they were repairing with the divers and things. I called you about about 2 years ago. I just after the incident happened. And I told you that that riser was 20 years down and it wasn't in use. I don't know why Petrotrin started to fix that riser, because they wasn't getting more crude. We pulling out of the earth less crude right now, so why fix that riser?
Yeah, these mysteries and something always sinister as far as this government is concerned. I mean, your favorite lawyer got a bunkering license just around the time the entire cabinet took a decision to close down Petrotrin. Come on, too convenient not to be at minimum suspicious, far less to know that it is greed and selfishness and attempts to deprive the population of its just due, utilizing government in that way.
All right, I don't know if you want to set up for the interview at this time. It's 12 minutes past the hour.
Yes. So we have an interview, people, of course, with Gary Aboud, who, of course, Fishermen and Friends head of Fishermen and Friends of the Sea, on this very topical issue about
Hi, this is Gary.
mysterious.
I'm sorry I missed your call. It is important.
Well, we are trying to communicate. We're getting. Well, maybe in the meantime we can probably take a call or two. Yes, indeed. Of course, Gary will have a lot to say. I saw him in another episode of oil spill, and he put his hand in the slush and then showed it up to the camera. At that level of environmental sensitivity and advocacy, I think people like him, I don't know what we will do as a people without individuals like that who are prepared, of course, to take his own money, I'm sure, hire a boat, and then, of course, speed off into the whatever part of the waters, whether it's the Gulf of Paria. In this particular case, I think is the Atlantic side of Tobago, to, of course, bring us the information and highlight and make it an international issue. And it's because it became an international issue 5 days afterwards, Dr. Rowley was on the island, of course, saying that nothing would be spared for or to Tobago in order to address this current and unfolding saga of another episode of the destruction of the Tobago's economy.
Let's take some calls. Let's take some calls in the meantime. I know that some people maybe the lines are backed up, folks. If you can let them know the numbers quickly, Lennox.
Yes, indeed. And of course, 229 0251, 229 0251, 239 5120. Of course, that's the signal. Good morning.
Hello, good morning to Mikey Lennox.
Yes, go ahead.
Right.
Go ahead, sir.
I just creeping in again. We have to bring it to international attention, this issue. Because here it is, this thing is shrouded under secrecy. We have sanctions against Venezuela. And is it that something very conspicuous that is going on with Keith Rowley and maybe with Maduro, and so that they shrouded and the secrecy behind the thing, that the sanctions and what, and maybe some kind of deal is being struck, that is not being brought to attention. And if we could have a situation like this where things going unnoticed, all the radars and everything, it leaves you to wonder. And therefore, we ought to bring this to the attention on the international agency responsible for these sort of things, and highlight it. Because, as I say, if it is that this thing now, look at the disaster this resulted in. Because of the fact that there could have been some secret deal with Rowley and Maduro, and I'm not just saying that is it. But it leaves you to wonder, because there's so much things that is being hushed. It now reaches the stage of disaster, and therefore we have to stand the course and the disaster that really take place. We have to pay for the cleanup and all of that. And apart from that, the problems affecting the tourism, the fishing industry, and everything, the whole ecosystem and whatnot. So I say that we need to bring this to international attention. That if something was being done, let us investigate Rowley and Maduro on them. But secondly, I want to just draw your attention to something.
Quickly.
Mikey, I saw on the news now, was it last night or night before, that the equivalent of the Election and Boundaries Commission in Pakistan, I think they just call it the Boundaries Commission, that's what it, responsible for the elections and whatnot. And they're saying there is fraud taking place with this organization, this body, and the government. Because here it is, they're saying that Imran Khan has a majority support, even though he is in jail and whatnot, but the election commission is working in cohort and a conspiracy with the government to defraud the election results and whatnot by not declaring it and whatnot. And this is why I say, as one of the Faisal the guy that's called and say, we need international observers. We need to clean up the act before the election date is called. And, we can't wait for the last minute thing when everything has been done, processed and put in place. And when the election went for it, if they do come, everything, it ain't no smooth sailing. But the fact is that we need to clean up this act now. Get rid of all these people from the Elections and Boundaries Commission. If we had to take it through the court, because we had too much factors that accounted for malpractices within the Election and Boundaries Commission, extension of date, then you're giving one who lost the count and sort of thing. Okay, fellas, have a nice day.
Thank you so much, Tunapuna. You mentioned before about the fact that, global attention, but I believe this thing has had global attention all over. And I mean, you're getting from all walks of life across the globe, the focus, because people remember the Exxon Valdez in Alaska and the damage that did. And now they're looking at Tobago. Newbie, just how popular is this thing, this story?
National state of emergency has just been declared after a mysterious ship of unknown origins ran aground and started leaking massive amounts of oil. No one tell America. Emergency workers in Trinidad and Tobago are scrambling to clean up the oil. The strange thing about this whole situation is that no one knows where this ship has come from, who it belongs to, how it capsized, or even what it was carrying. People are now just referring to it as the ghost ship. In fact, when it was sighted on Wednesday, the government said that the ship was sailing under an unidentified flag, and it made no emergency calls before returning, which suggests that there wasn't anyone even on board. Because we know so little and there's been hardly any media coverage, people have started going wild with speculation online. But the worst part is that this oil has turned white sand and crystal clear water into black sludge, and it has damaged a number of reefs. This is a massive blow to the island's economy, which depends on tourists, resorts, and hotels during Carnival.
And a number of American networks have been, of course, focusing on Tobago. We've seen a satellite and, of course, aircraft images of the length and the size of the spill, and then, of course, going closer and, in fact, entered into some of the mangroves and areas that are considered to be sensitive, environmentally sensitive, and eco-sensitive. It has reached there now, and it's really a challenge. And to left this in abeyance, to leave it in a situation where we don't know where it has come from, and well, we know where it was going, but certainly where it has come from, and who are in charge and who are responsible. I think it is leaving us as sitting ducks for similar occurrence or recurrence of such a situation, and we must find ways and means for it not to be a feature of Trinidad and Tobago, and therefore destroying our economy one way or another, especially the environment. So
and you're right, and you're right, and the chief secretary is asking, he's saying, I mean, something has to happen, because it can't be that we tell the future generations that we were unable to save our paradise, because this situation should not result in a paradise lost. Certainly not for Tobago. We need those responsible to come clean, and we need those responsible to know that they have to pay for this mess, according to Chief Secretary Fali Augustine. This is some of this slush is starting to wash up on the shores in Grenada. So somebody needs to listen. How come there's no CARICOM emergency meeting? How come CARICOM has nothing to say or weigh in on this matter? This affects everyone. One of your brothers, they are part of your coalition of CARICOM group, is affected, and no one has reached out. We have the best salesman in the region, as a matter of fact, in the world for Trinidad and Tobago. That's what Dr. Rowley said. He is our #1 salesman. He represents us. There's been all kind of CARICOM meetings for this and that. Some so trivial that ask yourself, what are they meeting for? Spending an amount of taxpayers' money. No, not word from our CARICOM brothers and sisters. And we haven't asked them to weigh in on this. It's starting to affect Grenada. a paradise lost based on what? Somebody's greed? Somebody who is engineered and driven by greed? How long has this been going on? Farley said he thanked the ministry for releasing the vessel's name, and he suggested government may not have been forthright with the information it had on the vessel, saying he found it coincidental the information on its identity was made public shortly after he received it. Farley's asking questions. Was it carrying 5,000 metric tons of fuel? Is it true? Is the owner of the vessel actually one of those trying to purchase the refinery down in Point Fortin? Is that true?
Well, the only mistake here is that the refinery is, of course, in Point-au-Pierre.
Point-au-Pierre, yeah.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
You know, geographically off, but it's Point-au-Pierre. But we know what he's talking about.
Yes,
we know what he's talking about. We know the refinery.
But what is unsettling is that Dr. Oli is offer for nothing but a vacation. I mean, isn't that an insult to the entire scenario and a dereliction of duty and responsibility? Why is the world focused on Trinidad and Tobago in this manner?
Who's on the outside? Let's take some calls if we can get in touch with Mr. Abood. I think he's mobile. He's mobile at this time, but if you give it a try there, newbie, if he's confirmed. If not, open up the lines. Let's get those numbers one more time for you folks to get on the inside. And don't forget, you can reach out to Andy, our colleague, our brother, 366-3053 after the program. If you want, of course, to send a voice note, send it to that very said number or call us direct on 229-0251. That number again, 229-0251 for all the newcomers. 239-5120. That other number, 239-5120. So if you're complaining that you're not getting in on one, please try one of the other numbers so you can get on the inside. We want to hear from you. Another one. Here we go again. It's all about another one and another one every Monday morning. And when you calculate all that is taking place, it's a matter of we having to pay for somebody just to outline their greed and get their whole system in place based on greed only for themselves. Again, themselves, their friends, their family, and finances. I don't know how we're going to get this into the psyche of many people who simply don't understand. You sit there and still scratching your head as to how it is you've been taken out of the middle class. They wipe out the middle class, that's right. And they're letting you know you no longer have an entitlement for basic things. You had 2 vehicles in your family, you're down to 1 now. Look at you. What happened to your nest egg? What happened to your savings? What about the little kakada you were saving for rainy days? You could travel to go anywhere? Yeah? No. And who has destroyed your living? Who has destroyed your living but has made sure to elevate themselves? We're talking about multi-millionaires overnight, you know. Yeah, man, you talking about the money that's on the books? What about the millions and billions that are showing up on the books? And one of those books just fell into the water, and it may have been part and parcel of destroying the shoreline in Tobago. What about the money not on the books? Who's on the outside?
Whilst, of course, on Valentine's Day, Rowley jets off. To what? A holiday. Dereliction of duty. Injury and...
Good
morning. Good morning. Go ahead, caller.
The oil coming in and like the sugar going out. You have to look at that too. Election oil, that is election oil coming in, the sugar going out. Wicked stuff of about and then the oil and the sugar. We have to watch that.
Thank you, Gola. Morning. And if we have some voice notes, Newbie, please let me know. Again, 229-0251 or 239-5120 or your WhatsApp calls 366-3053. The line's open. What's your take on all of this? Is it a matter of here we go again? Now we're going to have what, oil gate? Is gate after gate after gate, all this fabricated, burning my eyes, man. Only welding night and day. If it's in oil gate, it's something with ladder gate. Oh my gosh. Every Monday morning. Lines are open. Newbie, if you have any voice notes, you can play that as well. Don't forget March 18th, people. We will have more information for you on Monday morning. Someone there?
Mikey?
Good call, morning.
Yeah. If Rowdy gone away, and you say, yeah, we would never forgive Tobago if they vote against him. He done with that. Them ain't fixing nothing in Tobago. It's body to catch. The man bad mind, don't forget the bad mind. And like my guess, he ain't fixing nothing there. Party and them have to see what that's for themselves. But we go wait and see. But he ain't gonna be here. But he gone. So who going there and fix that? Still another of them? That's the end of that, Mikey. Party had to get up and get. Thanks.
Morning. Hello.
Go ahead, call, morning.
Yeah, my DK Krishna again. This Prime Minister tell you keep lying again, you know. Come to you, all gate now. We come and tell the country now again. You know you're going to be lying again. You want to know all the truth about this. You want to know exactly what happened. You're lying, Obiaman, deceitful Prime Minister, you're wicked. We waiting, call election, locked on.
Caller, you there?
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, caller. Please listen.
Good morning, calling from Tobago. Everybody talking about Rowdy. Are you all sure he's a human? When he passed away, everybody said shit on his grave. Have a good day.
Oh, that is from Tobago. No, Tobago. Hey, morning, Silver Fox. Morning, Mother Bernie. Morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you this morning? I want to ask a simple question. A ship or a barge went and loaded our oil in our port. We have no record of that for a couple days. Well, no answers on that. Leave our shores. Who knows? Trade the oil for what is firearm or what? I don't know. Right? So how long now? It raised the question. Is someone stealing our oil for their benefit? And how long now this has been going on? There are many questions that need to be answered by this government. And hiding behind the cloak or the dress of carnival will not prevent it. They need to come out. You can't tell me our oil was being stolen. We have no record. What is really going on in this country? Well, yet we're reaching quite America to beg the states about firearm and the importation of firearm and about coming here and thief oil and leaving according to them. Huh? What's really going on, boy? Look, turn and listen.
Yeah, go ahead. The lines are open. Let's hear from you on the outside. People are upset, boy. They're upset. We're asking the same questions. The Chief Secretary asking as well. And what about this dark fleet? You know, I mean, how long has this vessel been purchased? How long it's been operating? A lot of valid questions. Who's on the outside?
Morning, Mikey. Morning, line up.
Morning.
You be Andy, get well. This is original Tagariwa. Just imagine what's going on in the country and he gone on holidays. And people are nothing to say, and nothing at all. And we have to accept that. And then he coming back, and then he going to talk about Kamala and talk about a lie. All again, boy. I will stop calling this man doctor, boy. This man a ring down a 45 crown. That's where they call it crown. How people set up a boy, this place is a mess. All kind of people killing, this place is blighted, it's gone through. Just in 2015, he had milk and honey. What have now? Nothing, boy. Hard, boy.
Good morning, Ground Report. St. Joseph here. Good morning, Mikey, Lennox, Andy, and Mr. Newbie, and all the listeners. You realize every time Trinidad have a crisis, Rowley jump on a plane and go somewhere. Now we have this oil crisis, and instead of keeping his backside home and helping out Farley, he jumping on a plane and saying, "Oh, I need vacation, I'm so tired." Hey man, better don't come back now.
Yeah, Rowley going to the Middle East. Rowley is breaking right now with that oil thing. He knows exactly about it, what is happening. Take his family up there with him. Going to some on the Middle East where they're fighting right now. Send back all his family, and then tell everybody that he was in the wrong place up there, some bomb, and he just passed away. So no more Rowley, no more Prime Minister, and he hide himself up there.
All right, let's pay some bills and we come back more right here on the Ground Report. We'll be right back. Newbie, pay some bills.
The ground report.
The government of Trinidad and Tobago is not closing down Petrotrin.
The ground report. The ground report.
I would think that there's been very clear that all the employees of Petrotrin will exit the company. All.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Shiny and Ari Restaurant is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. 67 Western Main Road, St. James, opposite Standards. Serving local breakfast.
Are you stressed and worried by problems? Then meet Priest Santosh Ji. Priest is specialized in palm, face, photo, date of birth reading, and gives solutions to problems in marriage, relationship, love, business, job, health, and removes all black magic, negativity, bad luck permanently, and gives good luck and lifelong protection. Then call Priest Santosh Ji 384-3844. That's 384-3844.
Every word, every line, every paragraph depicts a real moment in someone's life. A father, a sister, a mother, a brother. We at Newsday are dedicated to you, the people, and through independent, unwavering journalism, strive to always bring your stories to life, because your stories are more than just words. Newsday, independent and credible.
TNT, when Carnival is over, we go back to the old school.
Back to the old school.
Back to the old school.
Back to the old school. Hello, Cara. and depending on you.
This is the first big one for 2024. Music Chest Back to the Old School events.
This Saturday, tell them where we going this Saturday.
Moonlighting Pub, Tunapuna, with the boss of Old School, Dr. Hyde, Starboy Carrier, the ladies DJ, Dr. Ross, and the Old School Assassin Music Chest. Free Hennessy and Punchy Punch to the first 100 people to enter. Prizes, giveaways, and more. Get your special $80 tickets now at Moonlighting Pub, Hobby's Bar Kira, the Luna Bar Aruka, before they're all sold out.
This Saturday, we going!
Moonlighting Pub, Tunapuna, TNT. When Carnival is over, we go back to the old school.
Let's go! Come on! It's electric! This Saturday!
Hey, you! Yes, you! Need quality printing at affordable prices? Then look no further. At Graphic Source, we've got you covered. Take your project to the next level for all your designs and printing needs. From t-shirt printing to labels, signs, and banners. Look no further. Business stamps, flyers, tickets, and invites, just to name a few. With 2 convenient locations. Eastern Main Road, St. Augustine, opposite Massey's Doors. And Arima Shopping Center, Broadway Street, Arima. Contact us today. 342-2664, 270-0428 or 360-8917. Graphic Source, your #1 source. You name it, we design it and print it.
A lucky homeowner will win a brand new car. Yes! A brand new Mitsubishi Expander Cross. Yes, park in your 4-vehicle parking space. Limited availability. Get in a gear with DG Homes' newest gated community, Daniel Estate. The oasis of Cunupia will satisfy your needs for a new lifestyle. Beautifully designed, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, modern interior, sophisticated finishings, with superbly manicured landscaped green spaces, front and backyard included, starting at $1.65 million. Call now and book a viewing. 691-5659. Beautiful home, beautiful car, beautiful life. Home is DG Homes, Daniel Estate, Cunupia.
Friday, 16th February, Valentine's Friday, we head to the most premium venue in the East, Country Backyard, The Experience. Talparo comes alive as yours truly, the ground boss, Joe Grind, gives to you love and R&B. Ladies, 2 and 1 to enter. Guys, pay just $100 before 11 p.m. Love and R&B.
That you want, you should make me your girl, your girl.
The most elite DJs have been chosen. Get ready for the Hitman Howard T, Dr. Hyde, and Rise International, The King, Kabuki, DJ Romero, and MCZ, Starbright, and DJ Tristan, MC Biggs, DJ Meng, DJ Starboy. Hosted by Champion, Love and R&B. Friday, 16th February, Valentine's Friday. We head to the exotic Country Backyard, The Experience. In Talparo, the ground boss, Joe Grind, gives to you love and R&B.
The Ground Report, the Ground Report.
The government of Trinidad and Tobago is not closing down Petrotrin.
The Ground Report, the Ground Report.
I would think that there's been very clear that all the employees of Petrotrin will exit the company. All.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Yes, indeed. We are back. Trinidad and Tobago. Yes, about roughly about 17 minutes to the hour of 9 o'clock. You're listening to the Ground Report. Lennox Smith, yours truly, Mikey K. Newbie, of course, behind the controls. And, of course, our brother Andy Pitbull Williams resting and getting himself back in gear. Don't forget you can reach out to him. Send him a message, 366-3053, 366-3053.
And as well, don't forget next week, Monday. That's right, next week, Monday. It's all about the leader of the opposition anti-crime town hall meeting. Crime affects everyone. So each and every one of you are invited to come join the conversation. That's this Monday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., Monday, 19 February. Chaguanas Borough Corporation, located the corner of Cumberbatch and Tate Streets, Chaguanas. Hosted by the Honorable Kamala Prasad Visesa, SCMP, and featuring Professor Selwyn Cujo and other presenters. So come and be part of the discussion, offer ideas and questions. Yes, just like how parties asking questions, and just as how the people of Tobago, and of course Trinidad, we want answers. We are asking questions. But there's a reality to all of this. And we are not here to tell you any sort of false hope. We deal with raw reality. And yes, something happened. Yes, I think really and truly this has now to be confined within the boundaries of Tobago politics. How is this going to play out? Now forget about seeing anybody in silver bracelets. Forget that. Let me tell you, to be honest with you, there are no pollution laws to cover this oil. None whatsoever. As a matter of fact, the Shipping Act, which was supposed to be updated, has been in Parliament sitting there since 2000. Since 2000. And as for the updated Shipping Act, it's there before a subcommittee since the year 2000. So forget that. There's no coverage, of course. You can get charged for dumping if you're dumping. But as far as for an accident, let's say the vessel hit the reef or whatever and it started, brush out of the accident, nothing. Forget that. I'm telling you right now. Forget that. And of course, hopefully by tomorrow or next week, we're going to hear from our brother researcher who is going to shed some more light on this. But don't expect nothing big coming out of this. I'm telling you right now, names will be bandied about. Yes, you'll be able to connect the dots, but it's for the people of Tobago to understand just how crucial this thing is. That if somebody could be so insensitive to turn their back, and you will feel that sense of abandonment when your chief secretary is asking some very, very serious questions as to what took place, what transpired with this entire thing, this vessel and what have you. So we know we can connect the dots. As a matter of fact, 10 days ago, it was in Aruba, the same Soul Creed. It came through from Aruba. So even if you try to go through the Lloyd's Register, which has to tell you the names of everybody dealing in any kind of maritime, in any capacity of maritime, if you go through Lloyd's Register, there are no names there. It's blank out. I ain't asking you, I'm telling you, it has been blanked out. All the names, every name, the flag, everything blanked out in Lloyd's Registry. That's a fact. There are no names. There might be some assumptions, there might be some guessing, but most importantly, perception is, and it should be, that this took place and people simply do not care how long it has been taking place. It has to be engineered and driven by greed. Who's benefiting from it? Who's turning a blind eye? And who simply has abandoned the people of Tobago? This is where we are. Forget about anybody in silver bracelets. There are no laws for that. Charge for dumping, but not for accident. Who's on the outside? Let's take some calls. Let's hear from the good folks. What's happening?
Well, what you have suggested, Mikey, is that the players, the conspirators, if you want to call them that, have a very long reach. You say Lloyd's,
Yeah.
Lloyd's has no record,
No record. All names are blanked out. You can check it yourself. No names.
Wow.
This is not a fly-by-night operations, These are people who had their contingencies in place and was basically covering their tracks. Does this remind you of anything where people hold each other's secrets? Does this remind you of anything? You think this is some overnight mafia? This mafia has been planning for years. This mafia knew that it needed some finance company, and then it evolved into a way you call this market.
Merchant bank.
Merchant bank. And then from merchant bank now, buying shares into this and owning this and what have you. Remember, merchant bank doesn't give you a loan, doesn't process a loan, If it's giving you money, it has to have a stake in your interest, in your company, in your entity. This is not some fly-by-night mafia. This is not some pickup site. This is some of the best players who sat down, and they didn't sit down in your interest.
to make sure that you get pipe-borne water. They didn't sit down in your interest to make sure that there's a device in your child hand to go to school. They didn't sit down in your interest to make sure that the hospital system, the healthcare system is running on point. They didn't sit down in your interest. They recused themselves countless times from cabinet because it's about them, their friends, their family, and their finances. People could say what they want. You could be engineered by race. You could have a problem with this ethnicity, that ethnicity, but you cannot run away from the facts. This is not a fly-by-night mafia. These are people who sat down there, had a collective agreement, and the only objective was to thief. To thief. They didn't sit down so you don't have to pay property tax. They didn't sit down there because you have to pay all this money for your car and it's barang, and you're falling into craters. They didn't sit down there to assist you, to elevate you, to make sure you have a better community, or by extension, a better Trinidad and Tobago. They sat down there to thief. That's what their planning was all about. So you could say what you want. You could be whatever you want to be till you die because you're already dead. You sell out the future generation. You sell out your own country. So you could stay there until you die because you are the walking dead. You simply don't care as long as my people. Who's your people? Your people are thieves. And that's the facts.
Hello?
Morning.
Yeah, morning, Mikey and Lennox again. Andy, blessed morning. Mikey, just remind me of when government change in this country. There was a well-known soca entertainer where a boat was caught with diesel. That happened in Sealot area, I think, stands to be corrected. And they never heard about that again. It was hot just like this, like a chula. Hot like a chula, and just die a natural death. And it happened when the next administration they took office. Soon as they took office. I ain't calling no name or no entity, but the news was like that. So I hope they get to the bottom of this, and I like how the international people are looking into it, because that is the patrimony of the country being stolen and moved out of here, you know. If any other government did that, it would be all the union come out, everybody would have come out, you know. All they know it is all they're settling for, you know. And I want to close by saying, all the countries that plunged, economy plunged, it was support like this that was given to government. A little bit of pineapple in a country, in a plastic bag such as Jamaica, is 500 Jamaican dollars, you know. They don't want to tell you how this place is going to end up. That is the patrimony of the state being moved away from us, you know. It's God all over that boat there, you know. The last time he showed we were going on with the oil is a man who along with singing music. He boat was total diesel from here, you know. I have no political friends, you know. Morning, Trinidad and Tobago.
Who's on the outside?
Hello.
Good morning. Welcome.
Yes, good morning. I called my lab mentioned about that oil was loaded in Trinidad waters. And your last caller just mentioned about the diesel. Remember they had a bunker where they was loading diesel onto in our waters here? The thieving the diesel and selling it black market? I don't know if I could remember that. The same with the machine thieving that oil. Yeah, go on.
Tobago has to make a serious decision, Lennox. The PNM must never, ever, ever get their hands back in there again.
Yeah, and that is the objective
Hold on, Dad Vader. Lennox, Dad Vader came back. Dad Vader came back on the program. Who do we have on the outside while you fix Dad Vader? Fix Dad Vader, please, Lennox. Please. That wasn't just pop up on the ground report. I don't know how it has happened. Who's on the outside? Morning, welcome.
Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Lennox, you're back. All right, who's on the outside?
I think so. Am I saying right?
Back.
Yeah, you're back. You're back.
Yes,
You put on your lightsaber there and you came back. Go ahead.
Yes, of course. Well, I was saying that it continues to be a saga of incompetence, impotence, crookedness, chicanery, greed, as you rightly said. All of those they are motivated by, and their whole raison d'etre is again. And this reminds me very much of what Manning told me when I first had an encounter with him when the Prime Minister's office was at the Equidum Financial Complex. He said, I sent him a letter saying essentially that just after the coup, that the 1990 coup, that of course Laventille will be an active participant in any future coup, and therefore, depending on how they manage their affairs and treat with these communities, will determine whether they could avoid it. He said he tells me inside of there that don't make joke with politicians. Whilst for some it's a joke, for them it's bread and butter. And I understand clearly now with the advent of Dr. Rowley as head of this, what is clearly a kleptocratic group of individuals. They are there merely their purpose is to fleece the people and then do so unconscionably. And they come up with all kinds of shenanigans. In Tobago, for example, when unspent balance goes back to the bank, suddenly the interest that is accrued disappears. It's those kinds of schemes that they come up with, and at the expense of the people and at the detriment of the people. I mean, it is simply horrendous. And I was saying, I'm making the point, we have a duty Rowley post PNM to make certain that the PNM bite the dust and relegated to the dustbin of political history, because anybody at the helm of that organization will have to follow that same route, because the purpose is to get a shortcut to wealth, fame, fortune, and of course rubbing shoulders with the players and those captains of industry in this country, and that cannot be for democracy. Trinidad and Tobago will certainly die.
Yeah,
and
folks, we have about 5 more minutes, so we need to hear from you on the outside, weighing on this. 229-0251, that number again, 229-0251, or 239-5120, 239-5120. Of course, you can send us calls via WhatsApp, 366-3053, and also send your voice notes, and later on, reach out to Andy on that very said number. Newbie, we have anyone on the outside? Who's on the outside? Welcome.
Hey, Ground Report, morning. Andy, Lennox, Mikey, and the new guy now. Here we're going with Rowley. The reason why Rowley running and go, he don't take responsibility for something with Embert and all of them do. It's them do it. He didn't do it, so that's why he go in to let them deal with it. Simple as that, simple logic. You need to go to school to realize what's going on with this man. This man realize water more than flour. So he decided to go and let Embert and them deal with that, because just when he go, Embert and them is do what they want. So he go on and let them sort it out. Simple as that.
All right, the lines are open. Boy, somebody we have to be responsible. As I said, we ain't gonna see nobody in silver bracelets. But Tobago has to make a very serious decision. Very, very serious. Because I'm sure Tobagonians are talking. And if the Chief Secretary is asking questions, the people in Tobago, I'm sure, are asking the very same questions.
Good morning, my TK.
Morning, sir. Go ahead.
And Lennox Smith and my good friend Andy Williams, strong and healthy. Can't wait to hear you again, my brother. My TK, I want to find out from this country and these people that's running this country, if they feel Trinidadians stupid and Tobagonians stupid. I mean, he make his statement already, right? And he tell the people that they're stupid. I really want to know that if the Prime Minister, the government of Trinidad and Tobago don't know anything about that ship or that boat. I don't understand that people but it's smelling like a Venezuelan, but I will leave it that way. But remember, Manning turned around and tell this country many years ago about this gentleman, when he didn't get his way, what has happened? He just mash up the place, he just mash up things. So I want to know from this country to question the PNM, when time for the election, if the man is ready, don't get his way in Tobago if he is part and parcel of the mashup of Tobago. I thank you, my friend.
Interesting. Yeah, well, 2 more minutes. Mr. X is already in the building, and coming up next will be Mr. X and Robert Amar, Sense and Sensibility, take you through that mid-morning session, folks. And you gotta stay locked on. Yeah, X is on fire these days, boy. He's raising the blood pressure. Well, morning, welcome. Anyone there? Lines are open. So Lennox, that is the reality, my friend. Again, Tobago, we want to hear from you. Tomorrow we're going to hear from folks like Silver Fox and also Mother Bernie. We need to touch base with them. What are the people seeing in Tobago? They cannot be pleased.
But Tobago is naturally angry, and you could feel it, you could sense it, you could smell it, and what they're waiting for is confirmation, and the information is getting there. Farley has a smoking gun, really, and of course it has not yet been discharged. So when that smoking gun is discharged, you could imagine the kind of theatrics will ensue, and of course it will consume and consume persons like Dr. Rowley, of course, and somebody mentioned.
Hold on there, Lennox. Last caller. Go ahead. Caller, you there?
Mikey, how come we ain't for Martin, George, and Winford, James, and all them fellas? What kind of Tobagonian them is? Eh? PNM Tobagonian? Come now, man, how come they ain't saying nothing? They need to come out and talk. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you. Hey, that brings us to the end of the program. Don't forget, of course, later on this evening, 8 o'clock, our very own Lennox Smith, Corridor Transformation. The Observer is going to be back on next week, Tuesday. And don't forget, of course, the anti-crime talks from the leader of the opposition in Chaguanas Borough. So please, Corner Kamabach and 10th Street in Chaguanas. You don't want to miss that, beginning at 6 p.m. Monday, February 19th. Folks, we are out of here. Don't forget, reach out to our brother, Andy, 663053. Send him a message and make contact with him. Again, be safe out there. Until tomorrow, God willing, we are out of here.
Disclaimer. More FM Limited, its owners and associates, accepts no responsibility for statements made by the talk show hosts or their guests. More FM Limited does not endorse any of the information provided during this commercially booked segment as the truth. That you have to judge for yourself. We, however, reserve the right to question statements made. But in this time of misinformation, government-controlled media, and corruption, it is sometimes hard to get the truth. But we must try. It is not our intention to discriminate or annoy anyone. We believe it is our constitutional right to free speech, to voice our opinion, and our duty to the population and country to expose the truth. More FM Limited takes no responsibility for the opinions of others.
The rainy season is here, so be weather smart and change your tires to handle the nation's wet roads. After all, you don't want to be the one to cause any accidents, do you? So why not check out Racetrack Wheels right now? They're the only one that gives you quality tires to hold the road properly. And to top it off, Racetrack Wheels carries all sizes of tires for all makes of vehicles. They are the sole distributors for Salem and Achilles tires. These tires carry a full manufactured warranty and is the #1 tire for comfort and performance in this rainy weather. We have the latest rims in all all sizes, all at drastically low prices. We also do blank wheels that could be drilled to your vehicle specification. It's all about new technology and keeping ahead of the game.
So hurry on down to Racetrack Wheels, 3 locations. 330 Eastern Main Road, Aruca, 82 Bethany Road, Bucco, Tobago, and 64th Southern Main Road, Chase Village. Or call 285-9168.
So my friend, take it from me and be weather smart this season and change your tires right now at Racetrack Wheels.
Are you stressed and worried by problems? Then meet Priest Santosh Ji. Priest is specialized in palm, face, photo, date of birth reading, and gives solutions to problems in marriage, relationship, love, business, job, health, and removes all black magic, negativity, bad luck permanently, and gives good luck and lifelong protection. Then call Priest Santosh Ji, 384-3844. That's 384-3844.
A Valentine's gift to the nation. The alternative after Carnival Festival. The Battle of the Generations. 2 persons on 1 ticket.
Teacher asks she class, what is the difference between a call girl, a girlfriend, and a wife? A little boy say, miss, one is prepaid, one is postpaid, and the next one is unlimited.
Featuring the funniest legends, Kenneth Seepersad, Larry Joseph, Alan the Entertainer, The Drunken Saint, the Mako Media Crew, Kwame Weeks, Gabriel Bridgemohan, Stefan Feldman, the Bacchanal Sisters, and many more. Battle in Pan, Dane Goulston versus Joshua Reguello, the Ex-Tempo Masters, Gypsy versus Myron B, with Black Sage as the referee. Friday, February 16th at 7 from 8 p.m. Saturday, February 17th from 8 p.m. And on Sunday, the 18th of February from 6 p.m. at Napa. Get your 2 persons on 1 ticket today, before they're all gone, at advertised outlets only. The alternative after Carnival Festival. For more information, call the 24-hour hotline at 774-5555.
Not today.
Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back.
Relief shouldn't be hard to swallow. Get relief with the No More range of fast-acting syrups. Find no more congestion, no more allergies, no more nausea, and the new No More mucus in all leading pharmacies. Relief starts here.
Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more.
No more guessing. Get back to living.
A lucky homeowner will win a brand new car. Yes! A brand new Mitsubishi Expander Cross. Yes, park in your 4-vehicle parking space. Limited availability. Get in a gear with DG Homes' newest gated community, Daniel Estate. The oasis of Cunupia will satisfy your needs for a new lifestyle. Beautifully designed, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, modern interior, sophisticated finishings, with superbly manicured and landscaped green spaces, front and backyard included, starting at $1.65 million. Call now and book a viewing. 691-5659. Beautiful home, beautiful car, beautiful life. Home is DG Homes, Daniel Estate, Cunupia.
Friday, 16th February, Valentine's Friday, we head to the most premium venue in the East, Country Backyard. The Experience. Sal Power comes alive as yours truly, the ground boss, Joe Grind, gives to you love and R&B. Ladies, 2 and 1 to enter. Guys, pay just $100 before 11 p.m. Love and R&B.
That you want, you should make me your girl, your girl.
The most elite DJs have been chosen. Get ready for the Hitman Howard T, Dr. Hyde, and Rise International, The King, Kabuki, DJ Romero, and MCZ, Starbright, and DJ Tristan, MC Biggs, DJ Meng, DJ Starboy. Hosted by Champion, Love and R&B. Friday, 16th February, Valentine's Friday, we head to the exotic Country Backyard, The Experience. In Talparo, the ground boss, Joe Grind, gives to you love and R&B. Put food on your table. ADC is affordable. Shop at ADC Supermarket, Cleaver Road. A very comfortable and clean environment. These prices are unbelievable. Come see for yourself. We have the best alcohol prices. Don't miss out. Get those specials on liquor. Put food on your table with ADC Supermarket, conveniently located at number 4 Cleaver Road in Arima. Every Friday and Saturday is real vibes and live entertainment from your very own DJ Christian on Friday and Saturday. Everyone is talking about ADC Supermarket. Shop in comfort and in a clean environment with the best prices for all your grocery needs. Secured parking. Remember, free delivery. Put food on your table. ADC is affordable. ADC Supermarket, number 4 Cleaver Road in Arima.
Jab in the band, KFC on the stage, jab on the streets. We ready, saving for the mass, saving for Jubilee. KFC is the way. Everybody come for the jab box, KFC jab box. For savings and carnival, our passion is golden. Every moment brings out the best in us.
This carnival, get a jab box, 1 piece of chicken, 1 regular fries, and a biscuit for only $25. KFC, it's finger licking good.